Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Talk to Keki. Konnichiwa!
Minasan konnichiwa!
How are we all doing today?
Genki da na!
Who's ready for their ABC exercises?
Hi!
All right. A for, all right, fuck. All right, we're done. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Talk to Keki. We had a week off because I was on vacation, have a little bit of R&R, and we had no extra time to record, so I apologize, go men, for that. But luckily, our two-parter was able to give us a proper upload schedule on another network, so we're actually on schedule now. Like, we're all caught up. I am Matt. I am your host tonight, and to join me, the weeaboo, the newbie of the anime world, 4 years way down below me, as I am the senpai here. Ethan, what's up?
Anime Dote-kun. No, I'm just kidding. I'm good, bro. What's up?
Not much. As I said, we took a little break. We're now excited to be back. And for all of you lovely people here.
I missed recording, dude.
I did too, yeah. I just did not have time. There was no other schedule to get everything uploaded in time.
Yeah,
So
it feels good for me personally to be all caught up on anime. Like, I'm literally all caught up. I've seen everything that we're going to talk about today. You're the one that hasn't seen a couple of things that we're going to talk about, so I can't.
Yeah, the only thing I have not seen was the My Hero. So,
and did you see Slime?
I'm not on Slime.
You don't watch Slime?
I don't watch Slime.
Oh, god damn it, dude.
Yeah, no, it was like one of those too late for me when it was like almost over.
I mean, but you can still binge it because it's only fucking 39 episodes.
But I prefer Fruits Baskets if I'm gonna binge something right now.
Fair. I'm not gonna hold you on that. Yeah. You watch Fruits Baskets,
especially since that's over.
Cry your eyes out to it, please.
Yep. I'll think about Slime. We'll see.
All right.
Add it to the list. If it gets lighter, sure. We'll see. Maybe a couple episodes a day.
I mean, this season is going to be the lightest season of the year because the rest of the seasons are going to be fucking crazy, bro. Some fall going into winter, it's just going to be banger after banger after banger, dude. So,
right.
There's gonna be time to be binging shit. It's going to be at some point during this bitch. Like, I need to watch JoJo coming up because I know in 2022,
right.
And I've been watching JoJo since fucking like last like November, I think, and I still haven't fucking
finished. That's still so many seasons. Bad.
I mean, yeah, but I binged like 3 seasons of JoJo, and then like I just fell off a cliff because of all the seasonal shit that's going on. Like, dude, I watched 60 different anime last year in 2020 due to the pandemic. I'm already at fucking. Let me go to my list. Where am I at right now on this shit? Just now, as of July, I'm at 59, dude. 59 different titles. Like, that's
all right.
Fucking, it's a lot that I'm watching, and they're all mostly seasonals. All of them are all mostly seasonals. They're not all seasonals in movies. That's it.
Right. Okay. Hold on 1 second. We have definitely a big show planned for all of you lovely people. We got some news. We got a couple of continuations to review, and then a movie, and then we're gonna talk about the summer stuff to close it off. We got a great show. We're gonna start with some depressing news. So we apologize for this in advance, but
has to be done.
I'll show how it got developed first, like before the end, like the free parter. First up, the Misfit, the Misfit of Demon King Academy, the manga. First, it was on an indefinite hiatus due to Kayaharuka, the illustrator creator of the manga version of this series, was terminally ill, so they put on a hiatus for her health, and then eventually it got canceled due to how terminal she was, and then eventually she passed away on, I believe,
July the 7th. So they announced on July the 7th that they're taking a break, knowing that she had already passed, dude.
Yeah, I think like days later, like.
No, that day. They announced on the day that she died that it's on a hiatus, and then a week later they announced she died. And then I think they mentioned, I don't know if they mentioned it or if it was mentioned in the news that she had passed away on the 7th, which is the day that they announced that it was on hiatus. So they would have known already. for a week that she was already passed away. Which is, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, it's not my business because it's not my family member, or not my production or any of that shit. But it's definitely odd that they would do that. But regardless, we here at Talk to Keki do share our condolences with her family and with all the fans of that manga. Did you ever watch the anime?
Yeah, I did. It made it to my top 25, my top 25 last year.
I liked it.
That's it. It was at the very bottom, like the first set, like the first set of 5.
Yeah, I don't really do a top 25, but I didn't rank it very high. It was good. It was entertaining. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, I gotta say, if I
looking forward to season 2.
Yeah, if I did just top 20, it wouldn't be on there. Be an honorable mention. But since I did the 25, like it made it, like it just barely made it.
Real quick sidebar: why is it that like when people pass away, somebody else that's like maybe close to the author doesn't pick it up and give it a decisive end? Because now, with her being passed away, we're never gonna get an ending to Demon King. So it's like,
well, no, the light novel's still going. That's what it originally is.
So there was a light novel.
Yeah, and someone wanted to make a manga version of it. That's how Shield Hero is. There's a lot of variants of the light novels, and then eventually got turned into a manga.
And then the manga got eventually there.
Yeah, where we have the manga.
So then, why can't they get a new mangaka? Is what I'm kind of asking.
For Misfit.
Yeah, for any of these. We have the same problem with Hunter and others, right?
Well, I think that's out of respect. Like that's theirs, unless they have permission to do it.
I mean, they should. That's what I'm saying. Somebody should try and see. I mean, you know what? I'm just being selfish at this point. This comes off as, I don't really care what it comes off as. Fuck you guys. But I'm just kidding. But I don't know. That's always my personal thought on it. I just wish there was somebody that would pick it up, because it's a shame that we won't be able to get that. And obviously they have to be selective. Make sure they pick up somebody that'll do it right, do that artist justice. But I don't know. That's my 2 cents. Whatever.
Yeah, it's still a shame, and we here offer our condolences for the family and loved ones.
Indeed, and the fans too.
Yes, the fans too. Yeah, so all you guys that have followed the manga or just the manga, like I said, there's still a light novel for those that read that. So, anyway, one more set of bad news. This one isn't as bad, but it's still Shield Hero is no longer going to be part of the fall season of this year. It's got moved to spring 2022.
Yep. And that's a shame. But I'm not even that upset, because it was supposed to come out in the fall, and it was incredibly stacked. So you know what? I'm kind of happy, not even going front, that it happened that way. So
there's so much that is so good coming out in fall, and it's just it's gonna be a tough call, basically, of what's gonna be the best out of that bunch.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the most competitive seasons I personally have ever seen. And like I said, like you said, I'm fairly new to the game, only 4 years in, but goddamn, that's going to be some shit, boy.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk about that once the summer's over. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, because we still got a lot of, it may be a little lighter, but we still got a full set, even stuff we added that we didn't intentionally intend to add.
Indeed. So back to let's go ahead and get to some lighter news. Let me lead off with this one.
Yes.
Konosuba, my most favorite anime of all time, because I pissed myself laughing over and over and over when I binged it during the summer last year during the pandemic. Konosuba announced late last week, that they are going to have an anime project. They haven't come out and said what it is, so we don't know whether it's another movie. We don't know whether it's a season 3. I'm hoping it's a season 3, but I'll take whatever I can get, because I fucking adore this fucking hilarious show.
Right, and this was announced on my birthday too, so happy birthday to me.
Tanjoubi omedetou gozaimasu, Mathew-kun. I said happy birthday, Matt.
I know. I'm just laughing.
Don't know.
You said it at the end.
Because I said it like an anime character?
Yes.
You should have seen me. I did the little peace sign too in front of me.
But yeah, thank you for that. I am excited. I'm definitely gonna. Yeah, Konosuba is gonna be is a must watch for me. I need to watch that first before Fruits Baskets, especially depending on when this gets released. We don't know when. Most likely next year, with the sound of it. But it's good that everything is actually getting stuff like from the Isekai Quartet. Like you got Shield Hero next year. We already had ReZero season 2 part 2, Overlord with season 4, Saga Time the Evil with season 2 confirmed, and then an OVA released a couple days ago,
which we should review. Did you saw it, right?
I didn't get a chance to, so no, we'll let you talk. We'll let you talk about it.
You want to save it for when you've seen it? Because we got a few things that we got to save for you.
Like I said, I haven't watched the show, so.
Oh, you haven't watched it? All right, then I'll talk about it. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, we'll talk about it during the set of reviews.
Okay, I'll add it under Josee.
Yes. Anyway, fantastic news overall.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially for the Konosuba fans. More positive news. First, next month will be the end of JoJo Lion, which is the part 8 of the JoJo manga, which has been for many years now. I think almost 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. And they're finally going to do part 9, which is called JoJo Mama. We know it's going to continue right away once the part 8 is over, but it is just a continuation of part 8. Not just separate character. Like it's still JoJo Lion, just as part 9. So there's more to tell for the part 9 story.
So I guess it's similar from what's it called? How they did the spinoff from Diamond is Unbreakable to Kashibi Rohan, where they had the same characters, right?
Right, but this is but it's not a spinoff. It's an actual thing. It's still Josuke, like part 8 Josuke or Joe 2K.
Jesus Christ, I don't know all the story. I don't. Then it just
one does not simply explain JoJo.
Shit, for real. Tell me about it. I still need, like I said before. I think we said it off air, or no, I said it during air. What the fuck am I saying?
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
You're getting old, bro. Fucking hell. God damn it.
But I've held off on the part 8 manga until it was completely done. Now I can actually read it all at once. Part 7 manga, Speedball Run. That's great. You're gonna love that whenever that gets animated. And didn't you have news for Belle, the movie Belle?
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, Belle is doing fantastic. Belle is #1 in the theaters right now. Let me see if I can pull it up on Crunchyroll quick, because I posted it earlier in the day. I may not be able to pull it up anymore because it might be past. I don't know. Let me see real quick. Here it is. Belle debuts at #1 with an impressive 1.85 billion. Oh, sorry, never mind. That's Gundam Hathaway is 1.85 billion yen in its 6th week. My bad. It debuted #1 this week with 890 million yen. That's approximately looks like. Let me see. Let me read the actual beginning. It says Mamoru Hosoda's much awaited new film was released in 416 theaters across Japan on Friday, July 16th, then earned 680 million yen, which is equivalent to 6.2 million US dollars on 459,000 admissions on its first Saturday and Sunday, making an impressive #1 debut for its opening with a total of 890 million yen, which is probably the equivalent of like 8 point something million US dollars, which is really good for a Japanese anime movie. And so yeah, it's basically, long story short, for those who don't know, Belle is basically Japan's version of Beauty and the Beast in anime form, and I can't wait till they release it, hopefully in the US at some point, so I could definitely watch it.
Right. But yeah, great news for that. I don't know when we're getting it.
Also, I think Ernie posted a shout out to Ernie. Ernie posted this in the group that they debuted it the day before on that Thursday at the Cannes Music Festival. At the end of the film, it received a 14-minute standing ovation. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's great. I'm excited. I hope we get it this year.
I doubt it.
Yeah. I doubt it. It'll probably be like January or February, if anything.
Fuck it, I'm still gonna watch it. And we'll review it here.
Oh yeah, once we're able to get it, we'll watch it, even if it's just feeders or something. But we'll find a way for you, lovely people.
Legal way, because we don't believe in the pirate life.
Support your anime, support the industries.
You cheap motherfuckers.
Exactly. Even if you gotta watch High Dive, which is terrible dub.
I fucked up.
Did you?
Did I fucked up? No, I'm just saying fucked up.
Oh, I thought you said you fucked up.
No, I said no. Fuck dub. Fuck dub.
Oh, yeah. I know, but I'm saying like it comes on my Facebook advertisement. The Hideout, they had check out all these great dubs. And they showed redo the healer tub. You don't redo the healer,
bro. I can't. I really am excited to try and get a High Dive sub at some point, because there's so many different animes. Like, not only that, there's a bunch of
There's a few exclusive subs.
Yeah, I don't watch.
Just finding time to buy it.
I watched Clanad. I had a 30-day trial. I did watch Clanad on there, And I mean, there's a
Okay.
bunch of anime that I want to watch. A bunch of Yuri anime, a bunch of rom-coms, and then things like Redo the Healer. And one of the new anime that we're not going to be reviewing, but I will watch at some point. I think it's the House Dormitory, like House Mother
Yes.
Dormitory. Yeah.
Right.
That
Yeah.
looks hilarious and super etchy, and they have an uncensored version, and so I'll be looking forward to watching that whenever the hell I get a high dive. So
Yeah. I know there was one Marte posted that I was curious about. That what was that depressing one called? That article?
it's not depressing, but it's god damn it, fuck, shoujo, Higeki shoujo or something like that. Kaigeki shoujo. It's something. It's like something eki shoujo. I know that much. I mean, I could look it up. It's not that damn difficult. Give me 2 seconds. Ichi, ni, san, yon, shi, rok, nana,
Yeah.
hach.
Yeah. Kageki Shoujo.
There we go. It took me 11 seconds for it.
Yeah. I've heard great stuff about it. So
I read the plot and it's just not something I'm interested in. But I did read that article that Marte posted. Shout out Marte. And it definitely intrigued me because it is something that you and I kind of appreciate and like when it comes to darker themes of anime that are really sad, especially involving girls and the not so nice.
yeah. Hell, it
qualities,
might be wondering,
right?
but actually good.
You know what? I'll leave my mind open to it. You watch it.
Right.
You let me know, and then if it seems like something that I would enjoy, you can sell it to me, and I'll probably watch it because
Yep.
you know.
There's no. I don't think there's new episodes on Wednesdays, right? That we normally watch.
For you, I watch Tsukimichi on Wednesdays. I have an anime show every day.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check. It does nothing. Yeah, if I got nothing to watch tomorrow, then I'll probably binge those couple 2 to 3 episodes.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays for me are light, and then Monday through
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah. Tuesday is nothing. So.
I mean, I have Slime Tuesday, Tsukimichi Wednesday, Scarlet
Right.
next.
I meant for
So
me.
ones you're not watching.
Like for me, I have nothing on Tuesday.
There you go.
So that helps me. So that could be like a binge day for me.
There you go. There you go.
All right. And speaking of one more set of news before we close this part off of it. For those that are aware, about 5 days ago, Beastars Season 2, which was technically a winter anime for 2021, got released globally on Netflix. And due to how popular it was, because I love... What?
It sounded like you said doo-doo.
Due to... fucking juvenile here.
I mean, bro, my fucking headshot is Kazuma for this fucking anime thing. So I mean, what did you expect?
Do you yell out "Give me Shako" to people?
Yeah, I do.
All right, very good, good man. But yeah, anyway, with how popular it's got the manga series is and the anime itself, we are getting a 3rd season. I feel like this might be the last one. Though I know the manga is over. I guess it depends on how many episodes we have for season 3. I haven't watched season 2 yet. I am going to review it next week to see, to see if it holds up. I'm excited to watch it.
I just can't get into animals, man. Animals and androids for me fall in the same like category. I don't know. You would think anime is kind of just so crazy, like it shouldn't matter, but for me, I feel like it does. It just doesn't hit right when.
I love being the androids, but as for the animals, this was some of my friends recommended. So outside that, I probably wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah, I've got that recommendation a bunch of times too, and it's just like,
yeah. And then I actually read the manga first after those recommendations, and I found out there was season 1 on Netflix. Okay, then I actually watched it, and it was actually good. It's like, okay, you know what? Let's keep going. And so we'll see how much they cover in this arc for season 2. Maybe get a clear idea on if there's going to be one more season or maybe more. We'll find out. But yeah, very happy for the creator of Beastars having their series get more positive feedback. In that regard. I believe that covers the news for now.
And with that, it's time to pay our bills. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back on Talk to Keki Radio.
All righty.
Why should you visit thechairshot.com? Thechairshot.com is your home for hard-hitting reviews, news, opinion, and analysis with attitude. Why? Because you're smarter than the average fan. Thechairshot.com. Always use your head.
All right, we're back, everyone.
Tadaima!
Alrighty. Our time for our next topic. We're gonna have the continuation series reviews, and then we're gonna talk about the movie we saw last week. For you lovely people, we're gonna save that the best for last. So
Real quick,
even
before we do that, real quick, let me just go because we mentioned Tiny the Evil real quick. Tiny the Evil did come out with a new OVA over the last couple weeks. Oh, it's available on Crunchyroll exclusively. It was pretty good considering it was very lighthearted. It was very short too. It was only 16 minutes. Normal episodes normally around anywhere from 21 to 23 minutes. It's short, 16 minutes, but it was very lighthearted. The gang is sent some flavorless pasta, and during their recon missions, in the desert, they attack all of the enemy like ammo depots, and coincidentally, they all happen to have different things to make amazing pasta. So they got wine from one, they got basil and oregano from another, they got tomato sauce from another. It's kind of funny when you really look at it. But at the end of the day, they're able to make a wonderful pasta dinner throughout the show, considering they're all in the desert in 1925. So yeah, like I said, very lighthearted. Gave it 3 stars. It's a fun little watch, something to break up your monotonous routine if you have one for anime, or something to get you excited for the new season of Tiny the Evil that's coming out next year. Like any of the fans are looking forward to. So that's my 2 cents on that.
all right, very good. And then you saw the new My Hero Academia. I didn't get a chance to yet, so if you want to talk about that briefly, go ahead.
It's a beach episode.
Oh, good. I'm glad I didn't watch.
No. So basically, everyone heard like it's a beach episode, so it must be filler, right? Not quite. So basically, it's a beach episode because of the fact that the girls are on the beach. Basically, the episode centers around Uraraka and Froppy, Uravity and Froppy. They are in their work study, and they're summoned by the SEAL hero, the one who taught Froppy in the in the previous work study. And so basically, one of the things that happened, one of the many events that's happening in the villain world, is there was an explosion of a drug plant called Trigger in the forest, and it caused a massive wildfire, the biggest wildfire in Japan's history, according to the episode. And so one of the things that happened with the wildfire is the chemicals that were supposed to be used to make it disappeared. They were taken out before the big fire happened. So they happen to find them out on the sea, and the episode is basically about them trying to recover. And at the same time, Froppy and Urarapa are are trying to go plus ultra and go above and beyond. And so they end up saving the day, and they recover the drugs, and all's well that ends well. And we see Uravity think of Deku and not give up, and as well as be equally shy because she likes him and hasn't admitted it yet. So cute little story. It's not a filler episode. It's just because of the fact it doesn't get as much hype because of the fact that it's not the big 3. It's not Endeavor. It's not what's it called, Shiraki, the villain.
Right.
Yeah. So it's not anything to do with them, but it's still a worthwhile episode. If you like My Hero, watch it. If you don't give a fuck, then whatever.
Yeah, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, good stuff. And now the stuff that we have watched.
Indeed.
All right. Now, first we're gonna start with 2 Year Eternity. And that whole axe to the face. Let's just start with that.
Yeah, fucking what
oh
a
my
nice
God.
Bro.
All right. So anyway, for the people that know, he's at a prison type of ordeal. He's now in this island, and he has to fight to the death to save Granny. He wants to save Granny.
PR run, yeah.
And he pretty much has to live. He's like, okay, I can't die, so this is fine.
You see somebody get chopped in half and throws up. That's lovely.
Yes, and he's ready to fight. He gets trampled by everyone who's killing each other. And that poor ring announcer who got shot with an arrow while he was talking.
Did you see afterwards? And the next day they had two fucking armed guys
someone else.
This girl.
I'm like, what the shit?
It kind of reminded me of fucking of Ragnarok when the fucking guy gets blown up or something, and then he's
right.
Except this guy can't come back because he's the fucking
Fushi. But yeah, that shit was crazy. And but yeah, again, like he gets hit with all these weapons, impaled, sliced, axe, sword, and he's just like, I'm alive, type of ordeal.
And the guy's like, oh my God, I forgot I'm hungover. And he fucking keels over.
He's like, nope, this ain't happening. So screw you all.
Basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he's like, "Okay, where's the lady?" He's like, "No, we can't." And what's his name? Tonari, the girl, the
Yeah.
little girl, the new one.
Yeah, the bitch.
Yeah, that one. It's like, oh yeah, this is basically a prison. People die if you try to steal because we're very limited on resources. Join us, and then you can eventually get out of here.
Yeah, I didn't like her at all. She's a bitch. Definitely not a fan of her. But the big shock is that night. So basically, he finds out the
Right.
truth about how he was kidnapped and him and Pioran. He finds out about Pioran, and what happened in Yanome, and that's the reason why they got they basically got Pioran, which makes more sense. I can understand that. But yeah, Fushi basically is a casualty because of that. So they're trying to say, Fushi, stick with us, and he's like, no, fuck you guys. I can't believe I'm here. Da da da. I just want to see Pioran, whatever. He goes his own way. So he ends up sleeping behind a wall of some sort in some building, and we see someone that looks like from Yanome come over and sniff him. Like, okay. And then this person licks him, which is very creepy. Super fucking creepy.
No, you don't know who that is?
Yeah, and we find out later on that's fucking
Yeah.
Panora. Or
Hayase.
Perona.
No,
Huh?
that's Hayase.
Hayase.
You-
The bitch that got fucking sliced in half by Perona. Right?
No, the one that wanted to sacrifice March.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah, the one that got clawed. Yeah, the one that got clawed when he was a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
now,
was
yeah, now, yeah,
super creepy.
yeah, now,
Super
yeah.
fucking
She's now obsessed with Fushi.
super fucking creepy. Like that face, bro. She got her whole long ass tongue on his cheek, and he's like knocked the fuck out, and she just has this fucking like demented ass look on her face. That creeped me the fuck out when I saw that.
Yeah. Again, because she's now obsessed with. She wants to have a baby with Fushi to have this immortal being as a baby.
I didn't know that. What
Yeah,
the fuck?
well, that's a spoiler for you people. Sorry.
Wow. So she's gonna try and get Fushi's nut.
Yeah, she
Has
has
Fushi
a
ever
cult.
busted a nut?
That's right. She has a cult that worships Fushi.
What the fuck? I wonder if Fushi's
And
ever busted a nut though. Can he bust a nut?
you should be able to, because he's able to like grow, like if he stays in that body for too long.
Yeah,
Even, but if he changes back, then that's it. But
he
I
changes
don't.
all the time. That's the thing though.
Yeah,
And how old was the boy when he died? Like 13, 12? He wasn't that old.
Which one?
The original boy, the one who
Yeah,
he was like what, 12, 13?
yeah, I believe so.
I mean, I guess he must have had wet dreams by then, but still, I don't
Yeah.
know. Anyway, we
But-
definitely are digressing. Let's move. Let's keep on going.
Yeah, and then during the next one-on-one fight, he turns to Parana.
He does.
Yeah, is she dead? Like, because
No.
Or-
So what? I think was it you or somebody else that I saw that wrote that basically he was trying to think of what to do. So let me backtrack. Let us backtrack real quick. So he's in his second round fight with this like old crazy guy, and he's trying to talk him down like, you can't beat me, please stop, I don't want to hurt you, da da da.
Yeah.
And he's just attacking, fight me. The crowd's like, fight him. And he's like
Right.
confused. He's like, I don't know what to do. He turns into the wolf and pins him down, but then lets him up because he feels sorry for the guy. And he turns into Gugu and spits off a ring of fire, which is really cool, but that doesn't
Right.
really affect the dude. So he's panicking. Fushi's panicking, like, I don't know what the fuck to do. And he's thinking what to do. And he thinks of March, but he can't turn into March because the knockers have the March form.
right.
So when he starts thinking about the past, he comes up with Parana, and he turns into Parana. So basically, he can, as he stated before, he can basically recreate anything that has stimulated him. So the fact that he recognized that Parana was able to stimulate him in that moment when he was thinking of March was probably
Right,
the reason why he
okay.
turned into March. And so with a nice swift kick, what's it called? Old man attacks. She dodges, and she's like, "Oh my god, I feel so light," because she's a young, skinny girl. And he fucking karate kicks the shit out of the guy, knocked him unconscious, and he moves on to the second round. Meanwhile, we have the crazy fucking Yanome bitch looking at what's it called? Fushi with her crazy ass to end the episode.
But yeah, definitely just interesting episode. Next week is definitely going to be crazy with this fight, especially when he eventually gets to Hayase.
Yeah, because she also is in the
She's in
tournament,
it.
and she wrecked face in her group. So
Oh yeah, no mercy.
yup.
Alrighty, so can we get to Tokyo Revengers?
Yes, we can talk to Tokyo.
Since we missed a week, a lot of shit happened.
Yes, indeed.
So we're going to talk about both of them.
First off, fucking this guy's an idiot. Fucking Takamichi's an idiot because of the fact that
Oh
the
yeah,
whole reason why this whole thing happened most likely is because of the fact that he punched this dude unfucking provoked in the face.
right, exactly.
That's literally why he hates this guy.
We're gonna get to that in just a second.
Oh my god, dude! I
He
saw that
comes.
shit. I was like, wow, you fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, he goes back to the past, and he finds out. Oh yeah, we're gonna have the new third commander, and you find out it's Kisaki. And this gets Takamichi so furious he punches him in the face during that, and it led to a lot of trouble with Baji. It's like, I want to fight. So
Yeah, basically. And so that was the episode, what, 12, I think it was?
I believe it's 13.
11. No, well, we're already up to 14.
Hold on.
I can always go to it myself. We are on episode
14
15.
and 15.
Yeah, so we basically just recapped episode 13.
We're talking about 14 right now with Kimchi.
Yeah, so basically at the end of that fight, what's called Baji-kun beats the shit out of Takamichi. He stopped though, and then
like, I'm leaving.
Yeah, and so then Mikey and Takamichi have a conversation. Meanwhile, being overheard by Mitsuya. I think he's being overheard by Mitsuya, but basically, Mikey is telling Takamichi about how much Baji, how much Baji means to him, and how he's an original member, and we want to keep him, and so I need you to save him. If you don't save him, I'm gonna kill you. And Takamichi's like, that's fine, but I need something from you. And he goes, what? And
get rid of Kisaki.
He wants him to get rid of Kisaki, and it's Kisaki, not Kisaki. Kisaki. That was bothering me the way you're saying it. But anyway, so I want you to fire him, and he's like, okay, with his little smiley face. Yep. So that's the end. And then also, like I mentioned, Mitsuya was overhearing the conversation. So Mikey calls out Mitsuya for being a spy, basically, like, oh, why are you eavesdropping, da 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 da. And so
you're stuck with him.
Yeah, so now, all right, thank you for being here. Now, what's it called? Takamichi is officially a member of Tomen, and he's going to be in the second division with you. And we also find out that Penchin, what's his name? Pachin is also in the second division now that Pei Yan is in jail from the third division. So we found that out as well. And we also find out in episode 15 that the reason why Pachin most likely moved to the second division is because of the fact that since Kisaki took over the third division, he brought all of his guys that used to be in Mobius into the third division, which made it now the biggest division, and that's why that whole division is basically his division, and that's why anybody that was in that division that used to be part of Pachin's or Peiyan-kun rather, is now scattered amongst the rest of the
and during class we see Kazutora. Who is looking for Takemichi, and he's like, okay, hey, come with me, you're my buddy, basically.
We're going to Valhalla's base.
Yes, like, I'm going to take you there. You're looking for it? I got you, because you guys are geeking out on delinquents, gangs, and all that, learning this history. That was a fun little lore, by the way.
It was. No, it really was. It was perfect.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, it's like, oh, yeah, these are my friends that broke their leg, one right leg and the other one the left leg. It's fine. Anyway, so they go to the hideout, which is an abandoned arcade, and there you see Baji beating down someone a close friend of his in that division.
The vice commander of the first division.
Right, he just beating the shit out of him, someone he knew for years. He's like, "Hey, I did this. Can I join Valhalla?"
And they're like, "Well, we need a witness," and Takamichi's there.
That's why he was there. Yep.
And we find that what's his face?
Kazutora.
No, the leader. I forget his name now.
Oh, the sub leader?
The leader of Valhalla. I forget his damn name.
Hanma.
Hanma Suji is the leader at this moment. Although he's not the actual leader. They said that the leader is in the shadows. Which something tells me might be Kisaki, but that's just foreshadowing.
I think so too, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we see that Hanma is there, and they're like, all right, well, we got the witness, so congratulations, you're now part of Valhalla. Woo! And then Takamichi, his bright ass, is like, wait, why are you betraying him? He realizes when he looks at Kazutora that
he was in that photo.
It's the sixth founding member, and that's why they have beef, And so the episode ends with basically Takemichi
Realization.
in their fucking lion's den, basically in the Valhalla hideout, basically gonna challenge to try and save Baji from Valhalla, which is gonna be absolutely insane. Like I'm really
Oh
hoping
my
he doesn't
God.
fucking die. He may fucking die.
Well,
That's fucking.
they could kill him.
I mean, obviously the manga keeps going, so no matter what happens, it's gonna keep on going. But I like,
Right.
does he die back to life? Does what the fuck happens? Like like it's crazy.
Right.
It's super antsy though. That episode, like toward the end, I was definitely antsy. I was like, oh god, oh god.
I agree. Anyway, I think that concludes the continuations. And then before we get to the summer, we're going to quickly review. Sorry, not quickly. There's a lot to talk about. The movie that came out on between July 12th and 14th, Josee, the Tiger and the Fish.
Mm-hmm.
And this was absolutely beautiful. For one, just want to get that part out of the way.
It was. It really was. Do you want to go first?
All right, we're not going to give away any spoilers. We're just going to give you a simple premise, and then we'll talk about very little stuff without giving anything major away.
Really? I think this is a review, so if it's a review, you kind of have to spoil shit, dude.
I guess we have no choice. Sueno, I believe that's how you pronounce his name.
Sueno, yeah.
Yeah, Sueno. He's basically a college student, and hey, no more high school, finally.
Yeah, he's a senior too at that, dude.
Yeah, senior college student, working extra hours just to get a trip, just so he can pay for a scholarship in Mexico.
He's an aspiring oceanographer, for those who don't know.
Yeah, so he loves the ocean. He scuba dives weekly. It looks like.
Mm-hmm. One day, as he's walking home from work, a long shift, he stops. He sees a girl in a wheelchair flying towards him. He saves her from uncertain doom, and we find out the girl's name is Josee, and she is a physically handicapped girl. And yeah, that's where everything kicks off.
Yes, and then you find out she was accompanied by her grandmother, who lost track of her in the wheelchair, and then she accidentally fell. And he's like, you can't be in the outside world, because his whole point was she didn't want Josee outside. And the
Something
fact that she got her,
like there was some sort of like I wouldn't call it abuse.
So that's like, well, as I say, we don't know that much about Josee's backstory. Just she was in a wheelchair, so we don't know what happened between.
And I wish they would have fleshed that out. That's something that now that you bring it up,
I think that's my only little nitpick. Even just like the grandma talking about this a little bit.
Like the grandma just felt like she was like holding her back, and then eventually she just kind of gave up, and she's just like, whatever, which is kind of sad because obviously the grandma's old. She dies later on, but she only dies after Josee finally like tells her herself like, the world's not that scary, and they leave, and she fucking has like this ha 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 ha.
Joke's on you.
And then she fucking dies. Like, what the fuck? That was kind of raw.
All right. Anyway, we are getting a little bit ahead of ourselves.
Yes. Let's.
All right. Sueno saves Josee, and then Josie's like, she's a tsundere. She's basically Taiga from Toradora.
That was that was a very good comparison when you said that. I was like, wow, that makes total fucking sense.
Just less violence physically.
Yeah, the grandma invites Sueno over for dinner as a thank you. Josee basically calls Sueno a pervert because of the fact that she was on top of him. She landed on top of him.
Yeah, to catch it her. It's like, you're welcome.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she's she thinks she's a pervert. And so they have the dinner. She leaves. And then the grandma says, I have a job for you if you're willing to take it. And he's like, okay. She's like, okay, cool. Come back to like whenever, Thursday or some shit. So
yeah, like the next day.
So he comes back to the house and like, what's the job? They're like, you're going to listen to her every beck and command, women command. And that's it. I'm going to the casino, bye, or to drink, or thing. Either way, I'm going to the bar.
Yeah, basically, I'm paying you a lot of money to look after her.
Yeah, and so Josee tortures the shit out of him by making him fucking count the dots on the carpet and stand on your knees for hours, so he can understand what it's like for her to be on her knees all the time because she can't use her legs, and it's pretty fucking bad. And she literally drives Sueno to fucking go get drunk at the bar with his friends.
Yeah, that's how bad. The fact that wants to quit.
Yeah. Which is crazy. And so yeah, over the course, I mean, we can keep on going and give you details of the thing, but basically over the course of the movie, they end up getting closer and closer the more that Sueno basically opens himself up to her, so that way she can kind of open herself up to him. when she's
Right.
gone one day, he goes into her room, which he wasn't supposed to do, but he goes into her room trying to find her and notices she's an amazing artist and she loves the ocean. From there, they basically bond over their love of the ocean and of the sea and
Right.
of fish, things of that nature, and they slowly and steadily become closer. Um, and then, as we mentioned, Josie's grandmother dies, and that's a whole new like venture
But
that they have.
hold on, you're missing something. This pisses off one of us to his friends, Mai.
Oh God, yeah, is basically loves Sueño and doesn't say it,
Yeah,
and gets
hold on,
back.
hold on. Sueno has two friends, by the way, Mai and Hayato. Let's just get
Mhm.
that out of the way because
I,
they're good.
Hayato,
Well, I like Hayato.
he's a man whore, but he really cares about his friends, and he's a really good guy as a whole. He just is a flirt, which is funny most times.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's like, come on, dude. But other times, like, I mean, throughout the movie, especially toward the end, he plays a fantastic role in saving everything that goes on between Josie, Mai, and Sueño as a whole. So, yeah, but basically, over this course, as Sueño becomes closer to Josie and Mai realizes it, Mai becomes jealous so much so that she, I don't know if. I guess you can call it semi-intentionally sabotages the relationship
I think it was
between.
intentional.
I would say semi-intentional because I don't think she meant it to be
Well, she
that
never. Well,
bad.
she never. Well, to be fair, she never wanted him to go in the first place.
Yeah, but so that's why it wasn't so much the relationship as much as it was for him. But she was super selfish when she talked to Josie. She confronts Josie after finding out where she kind of has an idea where she lives because of how much Sueño talks about her, and it basically sabotages their relationship. It causes a humongous strain on Josie, who doesn't really explain to Sueño what's going on. Sueño doesn't pick up on it, never finds out truly what happens in that moment. So they go to the sea, which again they bond by the sea. He takes her to the sea, and they have a fight. She goes away. As she goes away, she gets stuck in the middle of a crosswalk during a rainy day, and Sueño goes to save her. But before he goes to save her, there's a oncoming car coming. So it swerves, it smashes Sueño and leaves Josie there. And we see an unconscious Sueño all fucked up and bleeding. And Josie just loses her mind because, oh my God, I just caused him to die, whatever. And we
Yeah,
find out that now the roles are reversed, which is a beautiful bit of storytelling. The roles are reversed, where Sueño now is in a wheelchair. He basically has to learn to walk. He may have had his dream taken away. And the whole principle of the story is about dreams and about pursuing your dreams and the sacrifices you have to make to make your dreams come true. It's a very nice basically underlying like or I wouldn't say underlying, basically a big theme of the movie is about your
like
dreams.
the
And so
tiger, also
yeah,
the
and
tiger,
so
the fish. There was the
yeah,
obstacles.
and we should mention where the tiger comes from. Basically, Sueña takes Josie to the zoo, and she's like, I want to see a tiger. I want to see a tiger. She takes to see a tiger. She's scared shitless, and that's the first time we see like some affection there because she holds on to Sueño and stuff. But basically, she equates the tiger to the universe and to Sueño, and as her the fish, the girl that freely goes into the in the ocean and stuff and wants to be a part of the ocean. That's where you get that little dynamic, which is again very good storytelling. So anyway, as Sueño basically wants to give up on on his dreams basically, Josie's trying to find a way to save him, trying to find a way, and she comes up. And with her art, and by the way, during this process, also she also becomes close to a librarian. She makes her first friend who's a
Kana.
librarian, Kana-chan. Yeah, I love Kana too. Kana's
Oh
one of the
yeah.
best characters in the movie. Um, and Josie finds an outlet through reading stories to little children, and that's how she's able to kind of get over her social anxiety, which is also a semi like minimal part of the thing, but it's definitely there if you can look out for it. She basically has social anxiety, and using her reading and drawing to break out of that, she enlists the help of Hayato to bring Sueño to the library where she reads a custom story, basically a Little Mermaid, except her version of the Little Mermaid. And she does the drawing and she creates the story. And it is one of the most beautiful fucking stories you will ever listen. Like, I definitely, at that point, I was crying in the movie theater because of how beautiful that fucking story
Oh
was.
yeah, it was
And
just gorgeous.
basic, gorgeous story, gorgeous storytelling, gorgeous artwork, gorgeous animation throughout, the way they laid it all out, the way the emotions and the delivery, everything was just so impeccable. Um, but yeah, the anyway, basically convinces Sueño not to give up. Sueño goes into rehab, physical rehab, I should say, for his injury, and slowly gets better, slowly gets better, slowly get better. And then one day, uh, he's basically scheduled to be released from the hospital around Christmas, and he asked Josee to be the one to pick him up. And then something, I guess, happens with I think something happens with Mai and Josee, where Mai basically
It blamed
confesses,
her. Yeah,
blamed her.
she went to Josie's house, knocked and said,
Yeah,
"Hey, she's mine. You're not gonna do shit. I know everything about him, unlike you. So I'm a better match than you." And then Josie's like, "Hold the brakes, bitch. Let's go. I know
you
his
may be a better
ambitions.
match, but exactly.
Like you might know everything about him, but I actually understand him. Like I understand his goals. I understand how he's feeling." And I
Mhm.
know I can help him way more than you can, so suck on my crippled tits.
Yo, I'm done. Yo, that's a new insult. What's up, crippled tits?
Exactly.
Yo, but basically, she's like, Maya's like, all right, if that's how you feel, then do something, and that's when she makes the story. But something happens in between that, basically, and Josee doesn't go to pick up Sueño, and Sueño basically gets a Mai and what's the other girl we just mentioned from the
My
Maya?
my.
No, the librarian.
Oh, sorry. Kana?
Kana,
Yeah.
Mai, Hayato. They all search for Josee. All search for Josee. Can't find her. Can't find her. Can't find her. And then Sueño realizes where she would have gone. It was to face the tiger. So she faces the
Right.
tiger again. She confronts her fears, but nothing really happens afterwards. She goes basically on her way home, and she ends up getting stuck in the snow, and she falls down the same in a beautiful, and again, more beautiful storytelling, in the same moment where Josee and Sueño meet, that same like long winding cliff. Basically, she falls down it again, except this time Sueño is there to reach out, and he grabs her, and they confess their feelings to each other, and they love each other, and they share a nice
Yes.
kiss. Another moment that made me cry. A beautiful kiss. And basically, Sueño confirms that, I want to be with you, but I'm not going to give up on my dream. I'm going to get both. I'm going to have both, and that's fine with everybody. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
basically,
He goes to college. Say, hey, once I'm done
goes to
with college,
college, goes to
we'll live our
Mexico.
life.
He stays with Josee and surprises her when he comes back. One of the beautiful things about that ending also is the fact that at the beginning, when they're starting to get close, Josee takes Sueño to and by the way, this is all taking place in the city of Osaka. I don't know if you picked up on that, Matthew.
Right. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, so it's basically picking up in the middle of Osaka. It's a beautiful city. It's one of the biggest cities in Japan, and so he takes her, or she takes him rather, to they have like a long stretch of a cherry blossom of sakura trees, and so she mentioned they do this during the fall. The previous year, and they're basically saying like, hey, during the spring, it looks like, what was the saying that they said? It looks like some type of, like, it basically lights up because of the cherry blossoms. So, she's like, okay, we'll come back there, or he's like, okay, we'll come back during the spring. So he goes off to Mexico, comes back the following year on spring break, and as Josie's
Yeah.
sitting on a bench drawing, whatever I think she's drawing Sueño and her just in her mind.
Right.
Sueño walks up to her, and she's shocked, like, "Oh my God, you didn't tell me you're coming back." They're like, "Yeah, I'm here for vacation. I'm here to be with you." And they live happily ever after, and it's, again, absolutely, absolutely beautiful. There was
Right.
many moments in that made me, like, just cry. Like, I was silently crying. I wasn't ugly crying like I was during Violet Evergarden,
Right.
or during, Fruits Baskets or anything like that. But in terms of the movie itself, there were plenty of powerful moments. Like I wrote in my review on my anime Instagram, ianime24, I underscore anime24. The music was sensationally done. Beautiful compositions that were
That's the
selected,
thing. That's the same person that did the Violet Evergarden scores.
and it makes total sense and is
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous compositions. Everything flowed the way it should have. Sad songs were sad. Happy songs were very uppity and cheerful, and everything blended in quite well. Animation is unique,
Oh yeah.
but it's amazingly done. Especially the animation involving anything sea related. Truly beautiful. And yeah, like I said, The story itself is wonderful storytelling. The only bit of nitpicking that we can basically, I think we agree on, is that they probably could have fleshed out Josie's story more so we can get a little bit more sympathy. Like, why is she crippled? You know, like, why is she handicapped? Was there an accident? Was she born that way? What sort
Right.
of, did she endure some sort of abuse that made her grandmother feel that the outside world is bad? You know, like, was she bullied? Like, what's going on? Was she homeschooled? Like, what really is going on for Josie and her grandmother to feel this way about the world before Sueño shows up in their lives and opens them up to a whole new world, basically. So,
Right.
that's beyond it, though. I mean, I still gave it 5 stars. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful movie. I can't recommend it enough. Like I said, if you understand the harsh realities of social anxiety, of finding love and accepting love no matter who it is, and in this case, you know, a normal average man falls in love with a girl who's disabled, which that's kind of a rare love. You know, you don't really find that too often where you have, you know, able-bodied people falling in love with disabled folk, of any variety. It just doesn't really happen, unfortunately, due to the negative stigmas involved with that and sacrifices, things of that nature. So the fact that that was the main theme of that, is that acceptance of love, is beautiful. And then also just that process of understanding a person that is broken because of whatever circumstance and being able to rehabilitate them,
Right.
for them to be able to be a better person and live a better life. That's stupendously done. Another theme, as we mentioned, as I mentioned before, was just the principle of what's it called? God damn it! Now I'm forgetting what the fuck the principle of what the fuck I was gonna say was.
Right.
Fuck, it's gonna drive me nuts. I forgot what I was going with. Either way, I can go on and on about the show, but it's
We
just
definitely can.
we can go on and on, but it's
Ah,
really, 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 really well done movie. 5 star movie. Can't recommend it enough.
right.
Would please wherever you can watch it. If you want to buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out, if you want to, I can't advocate the pirate life, but this movie is so sensational. If you did the pirate life, I probably wouldn't complain all that much because it was fucking great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Funny enough, there was a live action movie of this in 2003.
Really? Is
Yeah.
that old?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a live action version of it in 2003.
Mm-mm.
And then there was a South Korean live action version of it in 2020, just called Josee.
Oh wow. Dreams is what I was gonna say. The main topic is dreams, following dreams, supporting dreams,
Don't give
fulfilling
up.
dreams. Don't ever give up, no matter your roadblocks or circumstances. That's even something that's mentioned in the anime. No matter the circumstance, no matter the roadblock, I will overcome it. I'll go through it, and I'll achieve what I deserve because this is what I've always wanted. It's superb, superb.
Yes, exactly. Very, very good stuff. Excellent stuff. I know it'll be released on Blu-ray in Japan August 25th. As for when we're getting it, probably a couple months after. So definitely keep an eye on it for those that have missed it. Please be patient. Don't stream. Don't do illegal streams, for the love of God.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna implore that, but I mean, bro, at this point,
I know.
there's so many good anime. Oh, you know something I just realized, unrelated to this. There's a new movie I think that comes out today or tomorrow on Netflix.
The 22nd.
The 20, so tomorrow.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Thursday. Sorry, Thursday. My bad. We got to. All right, my bad.
You know,
I just thought about that.
Do you know what it was called?
Something pop. I'll let you know right now.
Oh.
I love how we can go on these little tangents, everybody. So forgive us.
Yeah.
Just when we think of stuff,
we want to make it accurate for you people.
Exactly. We want to make sure that it's done right. Honestly. Words bubble up like soda pop.
Yes, there we go. We're going to be talking about that next week, along with Stranger on the Shore. We were going to talk about it on this episode, but it was I just ran out of time to watch it. Again, I was on vacation.
Yeah.
So, but we're definitely going to be watching that during the week. So we'll review 2 movies next week. There you go for you people.
Well, yeah, you're watching Stranger on the Shore. I don't think I'm gonna watch Stranger on the Shore, but
until you hear me talk about it.
That's fair. I still might though, because I haven't given.
I'll tell you all about it.
I haven't given yaoi enough. I don't know. I just kind of like.
I know, because it's your heterosexuality. You and your fangled words.
I don't know, man. I mean, you're not wrong. It's just.
I know.
I can't be a hypocrite about it, so I have to watch it at some point. It's just I haven't.
Wait. I'll be the guinea pig for you then.
Okay.
I'll watch it. I'll let you know how I feel.
All right. Fair.
If I enjoy it enough, that means you're watching it.
Fair enough.
All right, we'll shake on it.
Virtual shake.
Yeah, virtual shake.
Virtual shake. I just did the virtual shake.
Okay, I did too. Success.
All right. Any other further thoughts before we move on?
No, fantastic movie. Definitely one of my favorites that came out anime wise that we got like a later release date. I still have Silent Voice and I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, but this is definitely high up there.
I still haven't seen Eat a Pancreas. I may have to buy that movie.
Yeah, because that was hard to get because it wasn't on Amazon. I had to go to a different website that had it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably buy the movie. I already know everything that happens, and I'm just not looking forward to it. Like same thing with what the fuck April, Your Lie in April.
Oh right,
I already know it, and I haven't watched it. I'm not prepared to watch it, even though I know it's gonna happen. So, I did see A Silent Voice. That was super depressing. I definitely felt more sad watching A Silent Voice than I did watching Josee.
But it was so good at the same time.
It was
his growth. Yeah,
it was absolutely beautiful, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I guess if I were to rate like movies, are we going based off of like sad anime movies?
I just go by overall quality.
I mean, it's
like it did its job. That's the thing. It did its job with the genre it wanted and the story it wanted to tell.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And it made you feel for the characters, so
definitely for sure. I mean, I don't think. I mean, no, I don't know. I mean, it's tough because I mean, did you see the Rascal Doesn't Dream of Dreaming Girl?
No, I have not.
Oh man, that's one of the better conclusions to an anime. It's another one that'll tug at your heartstrings for sure when you find out, because that answers all the questions of Bunny Girl Senpai. All the questions that the season left you, it gets answered in the movie. So it's really well done. Tugs at your heartstrings. Definitely cried. I'm still gonna put A Silent Voice above that.
Right.
I'm putting Violet Evergarden above them all just because just that
movie wise, right? Yeah.
Movie wise, Violet Evergarden is number 1 for me. Silent Voice, I'll probably put number 2. Dreaming Girl number 3. Josee number 4. Just off the cuff, honestly.
Right.
I mean, there's so many others that we haven't seen or I haven't seen that are probably better than all of those. But just based off of my experience so far in my young age, that's kind of where I'm leaning towards at the current moment. So.
All right. Anyway, people, we're going to take another commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about summer seasonals finally. So stay tuned for that.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey folks, PC Tony here. Thanks to our new partnership with Angry Lemonade, you can save 10% on physical products and digital commissions using the promo code ChairShot. Head to angrylemonade.net to check out their amazing catalog of products and services. Use the promo code ChairShot to save 10%. That's angrylemonade.net.
Alrighty, and we are back, folks.
Tadaima.
Alrighty, now we're ready for the big one, the big major topic. Summer's here. Well, the season sucks, but the animes are good. But I know I said that last episode, but I meant it when I say I despise summer with every fiber in my being.
Where do we begin?
Alrighty, we saw. I know we gave like maybe 12 when we were talking about what we were watching, but we somehow ended with 15 or 16.
I'm at 15. Yeah.
Yeah. As of right now, it could be more, but we ended up with more than we expected. That's we'll blame our friends and then the people in the Eat the Keki Facebook group for recommending them or sharing certain articles. But at the same time, they were definitely worth it. I blame the memes because some of the memes are funny. That's how I watched Uramichi Onisan. We'll get to that later.
Yes, indeed.
There are some we're not watching together, so I will let Ethan go first as to what he's watching by himself.
This season is a little bit different for everybody because of the fact that Matthew and I are watching the majority of the shows together, which is a nice change of pace considering last year there were so many that we didn't watch together. So the ones that I'm watching, there's 3 out of the 4 basically. I'm watching Tsukimichi, which is a nice anime that's regarding God damn it, I gotta go to the description because I don't even remember. It's a nice anime for sure. But it's not one of those that's like, oh my god, oh my god. So let's go back to fucking Tsukimichi. Oh, Tsukimichi basically it's a little bit like a it's like a comedy based off of like Shield Hero in a way. So basically, Tsukimichi, he's summoned to an isekai world, and the princess that summons him says, "Oh my God, you're fucking ugly and hideous. Get away from me. You're not a hero. Fuck that shit. You're already. I'm gonna put you to the ends of the universe, and I hope I never see you, and I hope you never fuck a human again." And basically sends him down a portal. And he basically has to survive in this new world with no hero title. But because he came from another world, he's got incredible, insane powers. And he's only level 1, but he's still better than like all these mythical creatures and shit. And it's quite funny for sure. It's a comedy, I would say. So yeah, for sure. I've laughed at it. So it's something that I'm looking at and enjoying so far. Scarlet Nexus is one that my nephew, shout out to my nephew Joseph, he recommended to me because it's based off of a video game, very popular video game at that. But basically, in I guess a new age Japan, we have these enemies called the Others, and so we have this tactical squad force that faces the Others. Meanwhile, there's a whole like different story that's developing in the anime, and it's actually becoming pretty good. Basically, it focuses around a single character, a couple characters, but it focuses on this one particular character who lost his family to the Others, and basically is chasing the dream of meeting the person who saved him and drove him to want to go into the into that force. And so I'm probably not doing that explanation quite well, but it's pretty good. The action is pretty good. The animation is pretty good. The fights are pretty good for sure. And like I said, there's an interesting story that's developing. So that's definitely one that I might recommend, especially if you wanted some type of like uppity shonen type of like thing. That might be one that you want to watch.
Also, it's before I cut you off, it's based on a video game that's also came out around that same time.
And then the one that I'm watching, the last one I'm watching is I'm Standing on a Million Lives 2, season 2. Season 1.
Also Slime. You also got Slime.
Yeah, well, I count Slime as a seasonal. Well, I guess I could put it.
That's the fact that it got split up. It counts for this season. The fact
yeah.
If it was continuing, I understand, but the fact that it got split, that 6-month split.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say continue. I was gonna say for us, but you're not watching Slime, so. Yeah,
but I'm saying for in general because like that's how I count Zero for 2021 as the winter, the part 2.
Yeah, that's fair. So I mean, Slime Core Tour season 2 doesn't need much introduction. Rimuru is now a demon lord, and he now is gonna try and defeat Clayman. And so the first 3 episodes have been informational ones, trying to gather their story, trying to assess the circumstances, assess the political partnerships that he has with the other nations. And so hopefully we'll get to some action soon. There's not been a hell of a lot of action, some funny moments, but definitely stuff that like basically bring the story to a known like baseline in terms of this is what's happening, this is who he has, this is who he doesn't have, this is what he needs to do, etc. So it's looking good there. The final one, as I mentioned, I'm watching is I'm Standing on a Million Lives season 2. It's based off of season 1 is based off of a kind of like he's basically a dick. He's really an asshole. The main character is an asshole, but he's a realist, and so he gets caught up in this game, and basically there's different people in his lives, like in his area within his lives, that they have to complete these tasks in like a parallel world. If they all die, then they all die, basically. So they can't all die in this parallel world, otherwise they all die in real life. If they fail the task, they also all die in real life. So they basically have to complete their tasks. One person at minimum has to stay alive for this in order for them to succeed. And then there's basically they give them 10 tasks. Every task they get a new crew member, basically, or like a new stablemate, whatever you want to call it. And so there's 9 different tasks. On the 10th task, there's like a Godzilla-like creature that's supposed to destroy the world. And so basically they're preparing themselves to get to that point, or they're preparing themselves to defeat the monster in the real world. So the way I'm making it sound, again, it doesn't really sound too appealing, but it's really interesting, basically, because like I said, the guy is definitely a dick, and so he is basically going through this period of where what he's saying a lot of times is factually accurate, but his delivery and the way he says it is very crude, very cold, and he has to try and learn that warmth and how to communicate and how to like establish that understanding with other people. That the way he's going about it, even though it's logical, logic doesn't always win you the battle or doesn't always get you what you need to get from others when you're working in a team, etc. So it's not bad, like I said. Those are the ones that I'm watching that you're not.
All right, now I'll get to my list. Mine has a little more than yours. I'm actually going to count. Yeah, actually, no. I got 4 also.
I mean, of course, I'm watching Boruto, but you don't watch Boruto.
Oh, yeah. I don't count that.
You're getting really good, dude. Boruto. Let me just go on a real quick tangent about Boruto, bro.
All right, fine.
Boruto is getting fucking incredible. We now see Boruto is starting to get forcibly indoctrinated into the Akutsuki life, because of his karma seal, and it's incredible. Like literally, dude, the Momoshiki who he defeats in the movie, he is basically manifesting within Boruto, and when Boruto ran out of chakra, the manifestation of Urashiki comes out, and he's facing another guy from like what's called Kara, which is the organization that's supporting the Akutsuki, and he's like, "Oh, you're insolent, da 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 da, whatever." He's like, "Fuck, this guy's almost out of chakra." So he goes over to an unconscious Naruto who got beat up by the same, like basically same clan, and he siphons off some of Naruto's chakra. And literally, he's like, "Oh, what is this jutsu that he uses? Oh, the Rasengan. That's right." And he makes a little Rasengan, and it infuses all that chakra, and he makes a fucking super Odama Rasengan, the giant ass Rasengan, and blows this fucker out of the fucking water to smithereens, absolute smithereens. And then he's like, "Not yet. You're still not complete. Your time for me to take away everything for you has yet to come." And he passes out, doesn't remember shit, and again, really good storytelling lately. Like I said, if you go based off of the manga is really fucking good. It's consensusly described as really good. It's just the filler that happened before that is just terrible. There's no excusing the filler. It's really shitty. But when you go based off of the actual manga story itself, it's amazing. The animation, amazing. Music, good. It's worth a watch if you love Naruto. I wish I could, and I'll find a guide if I can for you to tell you what fillers to skip, because even some of the fillers are pretty like decent, but just the ones in the beginning are just so atrocious. That's why a lot of people get shtick, a lot of bad shtick for it. Basically, it's kind of like in a way, Yahime. And a lot of people are saying how the fillers and all this shit, the story just sucks, and people are just so used to having, the violence and the darkness, that when you see something that's very lighthearted and cute, it doesn't ring well. Same thing with like Slime Diaries with Slime. It didn't ring well to some people. But if you love the series, it's something that you should watch. And like I said, if you can avoid some of the shitty filler, there's other filler that's really good, and then the main story is just getting better and better and better and better and better. So I can't recommend it enough. The anime is still a 3.5 for me out of 5, but I mean, these last like 30 episodes have been like a 4.5. It's been fucking absolutely amazing.
Alrighty, very good. Anyway, I'm gonna start with my least favorite one so far. As Sunny Boy.
Okay.
I'm gonna admit I was intrigued by the poster, the premise of it, and then you actually watch it. Like I love the concept of it, like what they were trying to do. It visually looked, but there was just so many questions of how did they get there? Because apparently they're in a school. Apparently they're through the dimension. There's 36 boys, 36 girls. Again, it's all students that are in the school, and then they suddenly have supernatural powers. They don't explain how or why. Some of them, and there's a thing called penalty, where they do a penalty, where someone shouts penalty, and they do the penalty that that's in their mind when they do the thing. So we don't know how that actually fully works, or who has it, or is this something anyone could do? And then the main guy, I think Nagara, we don't know his abilities, so he's just basically there like a socially awkward type, the normal thing. And then one of the other girls, basically Nozomi is like, I'm gonna try to find a way to get out of here, and then she eventually jumps into this black void that's surrounding the school. And then Nagara catches her, and where they're on, it collapses and they both fall. You think that they're gonna die. No, they're randomly in the ocean now. So where did they go?
Right.
How did they get there? Nothing was fully explained. So I kind of hope they do as it progresses. But as of right now, it's just a 50-50. I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5 right now. It's just so weird. Like
it's only 2 episodes in, dude. Like Patrice taught me that.
Although this was I only saw 1 episode.
It's still early to rate it, dude. Like I learned that.
I know. That's right now. Like it's not, but it's not started at a good note to get me. Okay, let's see where we go.
It's not droppable yet, but you're considering it. Basically.
As of right, it has a couple more episodes to try to win me over.
Okay.
But I will still watch because I'm also curious.
Right.
All right. Okay. Next one. My Life as a Villainess. All Routes Lead to Doom X, which is season 2. Bakarina is back. I am happy about that. She is dumb as ever. So fucking tense. We have all the characters back: Maria, Gerald, Keith, Sophia, Alan, Mary, Nicole, all trying to fight for her affection. Even though she believes the whole route, the route where they're all her friends, even though they all want to get in her pants. Even some minor character like Sirius, who was technically the villain of the first season, he's technically a good guy now. And then we get new characters. You see Gerard's family, which is Ian, and then Jeffrey, who is voiced by Dio.
Wow.
So I hear the voice right away. Like I hear Dio and Roswell immediately. I'm going to love this guy, and he is.
You thought it was Dio, but it was me,
Jeffrey. Anyway, we get introduction to new characters, and apparently Ian is the one that wants the throne, Jared's brother. So that's why he had Bakarina. I call her Bakarina. She can't be Katarina anymore to me.
Wow.
She got her kidnapped. She played dumb. She was dumb. She was very dumb when she got kidnapped. She was living the high. Like, I'm eating sweets. I can read all the books I want. This is fine. And she legit forgot she was kidnapped. But I will talk about one scene I did love it was in the previous episode. They were doing a play that Sophia wrote. It's technically Cinderella. And Katarina forgot her lines, so she had to basically improvise, and she pretended to be a villain because in the first season, that's how that visual novel character version of her was portrayed, as the actual villain. So she was basically trying to play that off. And then Sophia's like, okay, we're going to do this now. We're going to have Nicole go after Katarina as the quote-unquote kidnapper, also love interest, while Maria is technically the Cinderella, and Gerald, who is basically the fiance of Katarina, and the actual fiance, is with Maria. And he sees Nicole's like, hey, you're a little too close, don't you think? Right. So they eventually start sword fighting, like legit fighting. And then Keith comes in, who is the adopted brother of Katarina, and they're like, no, I'm gonna fight now. And then Mary's like, I wish I could fight. And there she went to her fiance Alan, who's playing the piano, who's also Gerald's brother, who also loves Katarina. He's like, do something. Like, I'm gonna keep playing the music. You gotta go with the flow.
Wow.
But it just led to this hilarious fight. It's like, yep, this is the stuff we enjoy. All 7 of them, boys and girls, fighting for Katarina's affection, even though she is just that dense to realize it.
Right.
Even when they are legit trying to flirt her, she just plays off like, nope, just feed me cake. That's it. Feed me the sweets. I don't care about anything else. But yeah, definitely off to a great start so far. 3.5. For right now, I am still excited for more. Okay, next one. Nighthead 2041.
This one is getting a lot of praise. This was another one that I may give a shot to. So tell me.
I'm still on the fence.
Okay.
The animation is kind of like Duke of Death with the
Yeah.
CG, but a kind of like a little.
I don't mind Duke of Death, just as a.
I know.
I don't mind it at all.
I think it works to Duke of Death. I'm not sure how I feel on how it works for Nighthead 2041. But it's basically science against supernatural. Like if you have these supernatural powers, you're technically a criminal because they don't believe in that. They believe in science. Damn it, science!
Oh Lord, that not appealing to me so far. Keep going.
But and then they find this guy who was basically telling people that he was a priest that day. Someone worships. Okay, someone worships this guy. We can't have this here. And so two characters for that are, I believe, Yuya and Takuya. They're brothers. They're on the side of science. Like they're like the generals. They're like the top of their class of that regard. And what you call it? One as they caught this quote unquote prophet that has the supernatural stuff. Yuya almost gets killed, and Takuya charges in, like tries to save him, and there's a giant shockwave. Like they don't know how it happened. Like it cut the feed, like at the base. Like there's nothing. Like, there's like no signal. The whole system crashed. So no one knows how or why it happened. So they don't. So Takuya did that. No one knows except for his brother. And you see two other brothers, Naoya and Naoto, Kirihara, and
those are very popular names lately. You know, there's Naoya, Naoto.
Not Naoto, yeah. These are the ones that are on the supernatural side of it.
Okay.
So we're gonna have a clash of supernatural and then science fiction in this mystery type of ordeal. The premise is okay. I am intrigued to see where it goes. It's obviously the brothers are going to eventually collide and meet up with each other, or eventually somehow align. Like they find a middle ground. We don't know yet. But like I said, animation's okay. Characters are okay so far. It's just more of an introduction to them on both sides of the supernatural and then the science fiction type of ordeal. I am going to continue watching. It's more of I am curious to see how it goes. I know this airs on Thursday. This is on Crunchyroll. As of right now, this is a 3 out of 5. I'm not disappointed with it, unlike Sunny Boy, but I don't love it yet. So it's just more of I want to see where it goes, type of ordeal. But this one of those, like, I am willing to give it a chance still. So
yeah. I guess if you're mentioning that, all the animes that I was watching, Boruto, Slime, Standing Million Lives, and Tsukimichi are all on Crunchyroll as well. Scarlet Nexus is the only one out of the ones that you're not watching that is on Funimation. That airs every every Thursday. That is also a Thursday anime. So that and Aquatope, which is one of our favorites, we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah, we're definitely. I got one more, and then we'll go to what we're both watching.
All right, cool.
The case study of Vanitas.
That's another popular one.
Oh yeah, I know Angel loves it. He said that was his favorite season so far, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's definitely up there. I will say I love the OP and ED. I'm just gonna get that right out of the way. They're a lot of fun visually, especially the OP. At least watch the OP.
It's a vampire anime. I'm just so meh on vampire anime now, dude. Like after meh Noblesse, after meh Mars Red. I'm like, I mean, they're good, both good animes that I enjoyed, but I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I've had one that's
to be fair, Noblesse was just hot guys.
I guess. Well, no, the other girl that was quiet was hot.
I know. I'm about to say, like, majority of them were just basically hot guys than Frankenstein, who is eye candy.
Yeah, Frankenstein was fucking hot as shit.
I know. Like, damn. I was like, oh god, damn, take me. Oh god. Anyway.
Oh good god.
I definitely do enjoy this one a lot, and it's animated by Bones, so you definitely get a lot of good stuff like that. It's like a shonen vampire fantasy historical supernatural. Vampires are born under the red moon, but the blue moon exterred the outcast, which Vanitas was, and he has a special grimoire as a book. And then you see No
A vampire with grimoire? That, oh my god, what the fuck?
Yeah, right?
Oh.
But anyway, No is the you don't know he's a vampire yet, but he's on the airship. He's traveling to France to look for this book, the Book of Vanitas. And then eventually it leads to a vampire trying to attack him. And you see Vanitas clumsily falling into the plane to try to get this woman.
Oh, Lord.
Because apparently with how these vampires are, like the ones that are infected, before they turned, they lost their name. So Vanitas his goal is to use the Book of Vanitas to help cure the vampires that are like corrupted, or the people that turned to vampires that lost their name. That's his goal. So, and No is just inspired. Like he like simps over him a little bit. Like he's just amazed by how he uses that book, the book he's looking for. And then it led to a video say, "Hey, you should join me." And then No's like, "No, I just want the book." Like, okay, then maybe you should join me. Still, it's like, okay, fine. You know what? Screw it. I'll join you. And then later on in the ending of episode 1, you said that No eventually kills Vanitas. And he doesn't say why, but just like that's one thing he regretted, that the fact that he had to kill him. So basically, that voiceover is going to lead to what happened. It's like the whole thing's going to lead to why he did it, basically. Like, you know, he did it, but it's going to be why, in a sense.
Interesting.
But again, it's a lot of fun. The characters are great. The chemistry between Noah and Vanitas is again, it's hilarious, but at the same time, it's also intriguing. This is going to be 24 episodes according to the Blu-ray list. So we're going to definitely get 2 quarters. I don't know if it's going to be all together or there's going to be a split. Definitely looking forward to it. It's a 3 out of 5 for right now. I am excited for more. If you, again, for those that have watched it, at least check out the OP for just a shit ton of fun. I believe that is it for terms of what we're both watching separately. So now we're going to go into what we're watching together.
Indeed. Let's
you pick one first. You pick the first one.
Let's go with one that we're both I mean, dude, all the ones that we're watching are so fucking great.
Right.
It's so tough.
Yeah, they're all good to great.
I already have slime on here. The time I got reincarnated as a slime season 2. Let me delete that because that's not one you're watching. That I'm watching. I put it here. Slime Core Tour season 2. God damn, dude, it really is tough because some of these are just fucking incredible.
You want me to pick the first one?
Let's just go with the one that's probably like the least of the ones. I'll say I'm thinking Duke of Death. What do you think?
You know what? We'll go with Duke of Death. I like Duke of Death, but we'll
I mean, I like all of them. I love Duke. I love all of these animes, but they just slowly get better and better and better and better. They all have their uniqueness that makes them great. So let's just go with Duke of Death first.
All right, we'll go with Duke of Death.
Go with Duke of Death. Duke of Death and his black maid.
I'll let you talk about this one first.
Yeah, she's not literally black, by the way. She's pretty pale.
Well, no, she wears black.
She wears black. Yeah, it reminds me very much of a Tim Burton-esque type of anime, don't you think?
Oh yeah. Imagine if Tim Burton produced this.
Yeah, dude, it's very Tim Burton-y. I was very surprised to find out that Universal produced this. I was like, wow, I've never seen Universal fucking have an anime before. That's unique. Yeah, dude. But anyway, no. So basically, the Duke of Death and his maid follows a duke. We don't have a name. He's just called the Duke, or Bachan, as everybody else refers to him, which means your grace in Japanese. Bochan. So it follows Bochan, and his maid. What the fuck is her name? Alice. Maid Alice. Alice. They both love each other, but whereas the Duke is very, shy and very proper because he's a Duke. Alice is very ecchi. She's very funny, very witty, very ecchi. She likes to flirt, likes to pretend to kiss him or touch him or say sexual stuff. She'll pull her shirt down a little bit or open it up some so she
or lift her skirt.
Yeah, or lift her skirt up, and he gets the Duke gets very flustered, like, oh my god, don't be proper,
because you can't touch her.
Yeah, and the reason why he can't touch her is because of the fact that I guess we don't know how. Yeah, we don't know how it happened.
Cursed,
was cursed by a witch, and basically anything he touches dies. So if he touches a tree, it dies. A flower dies. An animal or a human, it'll die. And so rather than, be there to support him, his family ostracized him, the town ostracized him, and they left him inside of a mansion in the forest by himself with only Alice as his caretaker and then a butler. Really nice man, but he's old as shit and he's kind of blind and he throws his back out easy. And so basically, for the most part, the show centers around Alice and Bochan. And so what's going on basically is they're going to lead into trying to find the cure for Bochan. But right now, it's kind of sad from the aspect of we see a young couple that clearly loves each other and wants to explore that love, and they can't due to his affliction with the curse. So it's kind of sad when you see like how much like they put into what they tell each other and what it is, in between all the funny ecchi shit, because the funny ecchi shit is also pretty good, but just the principle of their love and the artistry involved with the music. He can play the piano. He's like kind of like a poet. She's also very like open with her I guess, how would you say it, like in terms of like her maturity, in terms of how she feels. It's genuine itself. It's all really good. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I've really enjoyed it thus far. And considering that's the least out of all the ones that we're watching, that's a lot considering that. So the only negative I guess you could say is the CGI perhaps.
But I got used to it after the second episode.
It works. I don't mind it in the least. Because, for me, if I hadn't watched Cestus, because Cestus is like that, where it's all CGI based, I'd be like, what the fuck is this? But because of the fact that I can see it as like a Tim Burton-esque type of like anime, and the fact that I've gotten used to it, and the fact that it actually, like you said, it works with this particular animation style and the story, like, I love it. It's everything is very vivid, very bright, very big. Whenever you see the moon, it's humongous. Whenever you see the stars, they're very vibrant and very vivid. Right. Even the scenes of death is all fucking wonderfully done. It's very, very detailed, and you see the little withers and the blackness and the way shit flows as it dies. It's all really well done. So
also the music is freaking beautiful. This piano, him actually singing in that second episode, we like singing his song.
It's great, man.
Oh my God.
It'll touch your heartstrings. Or they have like the virtual dance because they can't touch each other, so they do like a shadow dance.
But that was gorgeous. The moon behind it.
It was the moon, the sadness. Wonderful scenes. It again, very, very, very well done.
They know how to captivate you.
For sure. So, yeah, that's one that we both love very much. It's already on episode 2. I think we've done 2 episodes. So
3.
3. Have they done 3 episodes?
Yes.
Oh wow! Imagine that. All right, so
yeah,
we'll get
the 3 episodes in. I did love their little scene with the boat where she was in the water. Like, hey, you can save me by kissing me. He's like, but you'll die. And he almost kissed. Bochan almost kissed Alice.
And then he's like,
how romantic would it be? How romantic would it be if I died by your love, like by your kiss?
And he almost did it. He's like, I just can't. And she's like, yeah, I knew you'd say that, and tugged him into the lake.
Like, hey, you need to exercise a little.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, you need to exercise. Why didn't you tell me that? It wouldn't have worked. It was cute.
I know, but there was before she tricked him. Like, you had that feeling, like maybe she actually feels that way deep down, type of thing.
I don't know, man. But either way, it's really, really, really well done. So
alrighty. But yeah, I definitely loved it. I am reading the manga of this. It's great.
Do I give it a rating? I'm not giving it a rating.
I'm giving as of right now, it's a 3 out of 5.
I would say 3.5, but I'm not giving it a rating.
That's what I said. That's what I meant. 3.5. Sorry.
Okay.
So we're on the same boat for that one.
All right.
All right. Next one. Realist Hero. How the Realist Hero rebuilt the kingdom.
I probably should have gone with that one first, but I don't know.
I was actually going to suggest that first if you couldn't think of anything.
Okay. Whatever.
But I think those two could have gone either way. So.
Fair enough.
Basically, it's one of our isekai animes for the season, where Kazuya got transported to another world by when he was reading a book. So
Kazuya, it's Soma.
Yeah, Kazuya Soma. Yeah.
Is his name Kazuya?
Yeah.
Another fucking popular name. I called him Soma because I didn't recognize it.
But his first name is Kazuya. He gets transported to this world, and it's like, hey, you have to help us, but you don't have armor or anything. How are you gonna help us, basically? So they're like, okay, we're gonna basically trade you to this other kingdom. We summoned you just for that. It's like, hey, before you do that, let me prove to be helpful for you. And he takes care of the finances, certain strategies, especially in terms of food and with locations, alliances in a sense. And he starts doing really well. And the king's like, well, I'm on
You
call.
got this, bro. You got this. I'm just gonna let my wife fuck my ear every day.
Exactly. I'm gonna let her E-rate me with strap-on, a spiked strap-on. Music to my ears, yes, dear.
Oh my god, bro.
You want my daughter? You want my daughter? Here you go. I got you.
Too. No problem.
And Alicia, I think that's her name is.
Alicia, yeah.
Alicia, and she's like, "Oh, what?" And then she goes there and say, "Hold up, why am I marrying this guy, the new K? What's his plan?" And then she realizes, okay, he's actually here to help, and she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna follow you for now." But they don't get romantic or anything yet. He's just focused on.
Well, no, in the last episode, you saw the last episode, right? She's
Yeah.
Starting to feel a little something.
A little, but it's not there yet. It's gonna be a harem anime. So
you think it's gonna be a harem?
You got Juna with the big tits and the beautiful singing. You got the Neko Tomo. You got Aisha, the dark elf.
I don't know.
It might happen.
It might, but I don't get that feeling. I don't get that feeling. Maybe with the singer.
Give it time. Give it time.
Yeah, maybe with the singer, but I don't know.
It's an isekai. It's the law.
I don't buy it. It is what it is. I kind of hope it doesn't turn that way because that would be a little.
I know. I think this is a very interesting concept because it doesn't involve fighting or anything. It just uses his wits.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, dude.
So in a way, that is a breath of fresh air.
He's got a magical power. You think like, oh, has he got fire? Has he got water? Is he like telekinesis? No, he has something called invisible poltergeist, I think, or like shadow poltergeist. Basically, he can read and write the other language of
where he is. Yes,
and he can like read books without actually reading the books, and it writes like basically he has like a little glove, and it writes out whatever he's thinking or whatever it's reading. It's pretty unique. Like, and it's not like any other, like I said, any other magic that you would think of. Like most magics are like, oh, I can like breathe fire. My sword comes out of thin air and it has like celestial powers. Like, no, like I can read this like random language and I can read a book while I'm sitting here like 200 yards away from you or some shit like that. Like, I don't know. It's pretty cool. But yeah, like you said, it definitely is a breath of fresh air. It's a nice, welcome breath of fresh air because of the fact that the guy has to use his brain and he's bettering the country through fiscal analysis
and stuff he experienced where in his homeland, like he's bringing stuff like that. The fact is basically more advanced compared to where he is now.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. This is how we do it here. This is how we will work here because they probably don't know some of this stuff. Or
I want to know how he charges his cell phone because he's still using his cell phone in the other world.
Maybe someone with lightning magic.
I don't know, maybe.
Or he has that shit on a battery save for the rest of his life. I don't fucking know.
It's gonna run out eventually, bro.
I know. Hopefully they'll explain that. But definitely an interesting premise. You can go with like a 3 or 3.5 for this one.
Yeah, it's got my attention for sure. I like it. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we'll go 3.5.
Alrighty. Next one. Okay. Kanojo Mo Kanojo. Girlfriend. All right. This is hilarious.
Oh god, this is one of the more cringy fucking animes, but it works. It works.
And oh god. All right. So, Noya is dating Saki.
Mm-hmm.
Saki.
Wow. I thought you meant like sock, like Mr. Sako, Saki or some shit.
No, her name is Saki. So Saki.
Oh god.
Saki Kaidara.
Anyway,
he dates her. They're in school. Like, please don't two-time me. He's like, what? I would never two-time you. I love you so much. Causes a scene while one of the other girls, Shino, who's not involved yet, but later on. Then Nagi says like, hey, I'm gonna meet you. Nice to meet you. Meet me upstairs. on the roof of the school. I like you. I love you. I've been practicing my skills to have.
I've been skipping school to learn how to cook, clean, and suck dick. All for you.
Yes. And then Noya's like, I can't do this. So will you come with me so I can be a 2-time bitch in front of her? And she's like, okay. And then
Could not deny my feelings.
Yes. And then they go meet Saki, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, she's cute. I'm gonna befriend her. I'm taking her." Looks up her skirt when she tripped, and she's like, "I love her cooking. I'm going to date you." And then Noya's like, "What a coincidence! I'm dating her too." And then she's like,
huh?
she's like, "Hold it! I wasn't being literal about it, but you, oh, you're gonna fucking die." And she's like, beats the shit out of him, and then
Saki, mate.
And then Nagisa eventually convinces Saki to like, let's try it too. And then she's like, damn it, you're too cute. And like, you know what? Like, I'm skeptical. Like, hey, let's all live in my house.
And then they're like, all right, let's do it. And they're like, hey, let's all move in. Okay. Huh? And
yeah,
Saki and Naoya
this 14, 15-year-old has a house by himself.
Basically.
And has 2 girls living with him.
Sleeping next to him in the first
Living the dream.
Living the dream, bro. And then, yeah, it just progressively gets more and more etchy and more funny. So basically, they, Nagisa again proves herself of how much of a good girl, how much of a good girlfriend he is. No, Naoya wants to teach Nagisa, like help her catch up because she's been skipping school because she's been learning how to cook, clean, and do other things. And so Saki, realizes like, oh my god, I'm starting to feel behind. But all she could think of to make herself look better or feel better is sexual shit. Like, how do I suck dick? How do I make love? How do I, take his virginity? How do I tell him that I want to have sex? Like everything, sex. You get the feeling, but you wouldn't have ever known that unless fucking Nagisa, because she's curious about Saki, goes through her phone. And so Naoya, to basically save Saki, takes the blame. He gets his ass beat again by Saki. And it just, like I said, it gets progressively better and better and better. Eventually, Saki's like, you know what? I can't deal with it, and goes into his bedroom one night, because at this point they all have separate bedrooms, and goes into his bedroom and was like, we're doing it. He's like, doing what? They're like, we're gonna have sex. And then she grabs his hand and puts it on her boob, and she moans. And then he's like, no, this isn't right. I don't want a 2-time Nagisa. She doesn't deserve that. I want her to know that we're going to do this, And so basically, one of Saki's insecurities is that Nagisa has humongous oppai, and she doesn't have very much oppai. So she freaks out like, it's because you like girls with big oppai, don't you? And she fucking slaps him, gets off, runs away, goes home. And so Naoya, for the next couple, like 3 days or so, like, oh, I bought you cake. God, I bought you $800 worth of fucking gotcha shit
points or something.
Yeah.
Then I wrote this. I wrote a novel of how much I love you.
I wrote a novel, and still nothing.
That was funny.
Even though like all of it is really like, oh my god, Saki's like, oh my god, it's amazing. Oh my god, I want it. Oh my god, that tastes good. She's like, nope. Typical woman or typical significant other, just like, oh yeah, no matter what, like you can buy me the
can't trick
world.
me.
You can buy me the world. No, I'm not gonna forgive you. So then Nagisa and all of her lovingness.
Nagisa.
I help you too. I said Nagisa.
Nagisa. You said Nagisa.
What Nagisa, like, bro.
You correct me on that one name earlier.
But that's completely different. You're like Kasaki or whatever the fuck.
Kisaki.
That sounds so horrible. What the fuck? Anyway, so she's like, I want to help too, and she basically takes Naoya's hand and puts it on her humongous oppai, and Saki gets super jealous, crosses over, and they're like, oh, now you guys can talk, and she's like, fuck, you got me, and then that's how the episode ends. So it's super hilarious, super awkward at this point. It's true, like, this isn't really something that 14-year-old like children should really be going through. I mean, in a way, like, it's pushing the bounds of Yuri stuff too, because Saki's starting to fall for Nagisa and vice versa. But it's just the principle of polygamy at 14, it just doesn't sit right. But because it's so hilariously done, that's why I don't mind it. So it to me, it feels a little bit like it's like a less egregious for me version of
Rent a Girlfriend.
No, not Rent a Girlfriend. Fuck that. No. The one anime we saw, Koikimo. where like like this isn't right, but it's done like in a way that you can like watch the show. So that's how I kind of feel. To me, it's less egregious than Quick Emo, but I get that feeling like, dude, I just like it's so weird, bro. And they actually they do genuinely like each other, and it's just I don't know, like it's an interesting take on a rom com given the fact that it's polygamy and a little bit of Yuri and a lot of ecchi. Like it's pretty wild considering. So, but yeah, definitely something that piques my interest, something that makes me chuckle. So.
Wait till you see Rika and then Shino get more involved.
Oh boy. Oh, because you saw the manga, right?
Yeah,
You
I'm
read-
reading the manga. Yeah,
reading the manga, so.
yeah, Shino's my favorite. So
Okay.
the white hair one.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. You'll see her. You'll see her involved more.
All right. So, the next one we can go over then. Anything else?
I give it a 3.5 for right now. Again, with the hilarity, even though it's cringe at times. But I think that's basically the point.
I'm giving it a 3. 3 out of 5.
Okay, fair enough.
3 out of 5. Next one we'll go with. Let's go with the detective is already dead.
All right, yeah, this one's a trip.
This one, yeah, it definitely is pretty fucking wild.
I'll let you take over.
Yeah, so the detective is already dead. Basically, there's a guy named Kimi. He's got a longer name, but we'll call him Kimi.
Kimihiko, yeah.
Kimihiko, yeah. So our detective calls him Kimi. Basically, trouble finds him wherever he goes. Wherever he walks, somebody like a purse gets snatched, somebody gets adopted, gets robbed, gets murdered. Like wherever he goes, trouble finds him. The police know him. They're like, "Oh, are you sure you're not the one causing the trouble?" Like, no, it's just fucking horrible coincidences. One day he gets abducted. He goes onto a plane. And they're like, "Oh, here's this box. You're gonna go onto this plane overseas to deliver this box." And along the way, he gets pulled by a world famous detective, which is a 14-year-old girl named what's her name, dude? I forgot. Siesta.
Yeah, Siesta.
Named Siesta. Named Siesta. Shout out R. Kelly.
All right, I was say shut up, Josh Groban.
No. I was definitely talking about R. Kelly. So anyway, what's in the gun we find out later on in the episode is a giant fucking gun. And they basically the detective uses it's kind of like elements of Sherlock and Watson, where she uses like clues from what the guy is saying or doing to pick up on what the real circumstances are, blah 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 blah. They get into a huge firefight basically on the airplane, which I don't know how the fuck they didn't blow up the airplane, considering they're shooting fucking bullets and knives and shit in the fucking airplane, the cockpits and all that shit. It's pretty fucking wild to me that didn't happen. But in any case, anime tropes, it is what it is.
Right.
At the end of the episode, basically, she's like, "Oh, like, are you going to separate way, whatever." He goes home, only to find her there, and she spends a week trying to convince him, like, "Oh, be my assistant, be my psychic," because they fish on it, be my psychic, be my psychic, be my psychic. And so, he finally relents. He agrees. They go on basically these long expeditions for 3 years, I think. No, 3 years. For 3 years, they go on these long expeditions. They live as vagabonds and they solve cases around the world and they fall in love with each other. And the detective dies. And so we return to present day where the detective is already dead. And Kimi is now a senior in high school, still depressed, still, trouble still finding him wherever he goes. And basically the end of episode 1 is a girl basically brings him into the classroom like, "You're the famous detective, aren't you?" And he goes, "Huh?" And so then episode 2 comes through, and episode 2 she basically like puts his head on her titties and was like, "Oh, like, I need a detective, I need the detective, I need the detective." So they talk about it and like, "I'm just a sidekick, whatever." They're like, "Oh, I don't care, just whatever." And so they go on an expedition. Basically the girl had heart surgery. She was about to die. She had heart surgery and she needs to find out who the owner is. So, and one thing I should mention that I forgot is that there's an antagonist to the detective. So who the detective is investigating. It's like called the CSI or something, right? Like, do you know that organization? There's basically like an evil organization.
Was it by Komori? Was he involved in that? The guy that was on the plane.
Yeah. He was basically, there's an evil organization that splices people and gives them like crazy fucking powers and shit. Like, so the guy in the first episode had like a tentacle coming out of his fucking ear, and so he gets defeated by Siesta saying, tricking him and saying, now you can no longer touch me for as long as I live, or as long as like you hear me or feel me, you can't attack me at all, otherwise you're gonna die. And like you see his tentacle like evaporate and shit. So that comes into play in episode 2. So basically they go through this long-winded thing trying to find who the owner of the heart was, and so the special power of that tentacle coming from the ear is that he can hear a heartbeat from like 1,000 yards or 1,000 miles or some crazy fucking distance. And so basically his thought process is, oh, maybe you've heard this person's heartbeat somewhere in your life. So they go over, they have the conversation, and she's like, yeah, I've definitely heard that heartbeat before. And he's like, no, I think it's better that I show you. And he goes to attack the girl, and the fucking tentacle evaporates. So she has Siesta's heart, which is really, really, really well done storytelling. Definitely a shocker. Like, holy shit, that was great. And
Right.
so this shocks Kimmy, and Kimmy's like, it's just a coincidence. And so this pisses off the girl. By the way, the girl is his classmate, and the girl's name is
Nagisa.
no, it's Nagafushi. I'm not gonna call her Nagisa. I'm gonna call her something
Yeah,
else.
not Natsunagi.
Natsunagi. There it is. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
there you go.
Yeah.
Nagisa Natsunagi.
Natsunagi. Yeah, so a lot of Nagisas, which I enjoyed. Nagisa was kind of exclusive considering my favorite Nagisa is from Clanad, but I digress. Anyway, yeah, Natsunagi is like, no, it's not a coincidence. You don't understand. Like, this is fate. You know, for a year, I was feeling I needed to see you. I didn't know who you were, but I needed to see you. I needed to see you. This is the heart talking. And so basically, the story is going to start coming into the fact that, you know, this is basically Siesta living in Nagisa or in Natsunagi, and they're gonna get close. You know, and Kimi's gonna break out of his shell. He's gonna continue being a detective, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So basically, at the end of the episode, Natsunagi basically agrees to become a detective herself, and Kimi's like, you know, you can live your own life. You don't have to live a life that may have been predetermined because you're yourself and you have no control over whatever happened. Just live your life, be happy. And then we see in episode 3 an idol come through, and they start doing the
Yui.
Yui, and the idol basically has the sapphire that she wants to protect, even though like she can't protect it because of the fact that she is going off of, like, she's going to be having a live performance in the Tokyo Dome that same day that she received the letter saying that they're going to attack her house, blah blah blah. So she hires the detectives to save her. And so in the episode she gets attacked by some random like event staff person, and so basically using the detective prowess, Kimi's able to realize like, oh, we don't have the full story. She's definitely not telling us something. So either way, the episode 3 basically starts going off of the fact that he's evaluating her ability to be a detective. She's learning the ropes to be a detective while she shows potential. Like, there's stuff that she's flawed on, etc. So basically it's kind of like a redo basically of the whole like detective thing, where at first he was basically the one that had to learn from Siesta. Now he's the one observing her and learning what he learned, or trying to teach or try and get her to understand the stuff that he learned from Siesta going forward to help her and help them as a whole, and blah blah blah. So but it's really, really interesting with the whole like detective thing. Again, it's got elements of Sherlock and Watson. It's got some good action. You would think that the whole like secret organization that's splicing people is kind of far-fetched, but the way they do it is really well done. Because it's a semi-adult anime, given that that they're both seniors in high school, I think that lends itself to be well. It's not really children so much like some of us don't like. So for sure, I definitely enjoy it, and I can't wait to see more.
You know, this is definitely an interesting series. Again, wonderful characters, nice premise, and I am curious to see where this goes. This is, I think this is a 4 for me for right now.
Yeah, animation is also really well done.
Oh yeah.
And
and the first episode was 50 minutes for those that don't know.
Yeah, so and there's a couple episodes like that this season where the episodes are super duper long. Is this one of the ones that also has an amazing OP? Because I know Duke of Death has an amazing OP.
This has an okay OP.
It has an okay OP. Duke of Death has an amazing OP. Realist Heroes got a decent one. Girlfriend. I like the girlfriend one. Very up.
I like the ED better.
Yeah, I would say the ED is a little bit better, but I like the OP of girlfriend too. So it doesn't beat the next ones that we have, but.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway,
moving on.
This one fell right under our radar. Like we knew nothing about it until a random meme popped up, and they're like, you know what?
I know. So not true. I've read the premise when I was looking at what I want to watch, And
you know which one I'm talking about?
It was yes, I know which one you're talking about, and I was very curious, but I was like, like I don't know if I want to watch this.
It looks too kiddish, and then
It looks because the fucking and then
the poster.
The poster was just that. Nah, man. I thought he was like. I thought I'm like watching like. Oh, it's basically Steve. He's Steve from Blue's Clues, except in Japanese form, and he looks gay and he's depressed.
Come on.
Like I'm not. And
Okay.
again, the childish rainbows on posters and stuff.
He's a typical older male host for a kids show.
That doesn't sound attractive. That doesn't sound attractive.
All right, let's go.
I'm good.
The actual title: Life Lessons with Uramichi Onisan.
And for those who don't know, our opening, if you're still around by now,
before Ethan gets canceled,
right? No, come on, dude.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding with you.
But no, serious. But that opening where we're like, minasan konnichiwa, konnichiwa, ABC exercises. That's all from that show. So we saw the meme and we instantly died laughing, and we're like, all right, we have to watch this. We saw episode one.
I felt called out. That's why I saw.
We both did. I think we both did, because I mean, we both have our moments of depression when it comes to like some of the shit that we deal with.
I don't want to do anything.
And I think any human, for that matter, that kind of deals with that. So if you're anybody that deals with stress and depression and anger with work or with life circumstances like this, and you want to laugh about it, this is definitely for you. Episode 1, I fucking died laughing. Episode 2 wasn't. I don't. Honest to God, I don't think episode 2 was as funny as episode 1. But
there was still plenty of moments.
I'm sorry. Episode 2 was funny too. Episode 2 was funny. Episode 1 was hilarious. Episode 2 was funny. Episode 3 wasn't as funny.
I think I did see episode 3. I think that was the point. You get to see more of that other side of him.
It was
I think that was the point.
It was definitely more somber. I felt it was more somber. I didn't laugh nearly as much. It was still
good.
Still good
though.
It was still good.
Like, oh man, you can get kind of dark a little.
Yeah, it was definitely dark. Not like rape, asshole, fuckery, death dark, but
just like the actual side of depression.
Yeah, like it was really focused on the reality of that to a real degree, and that it is what it is from that standpoint, but I mean, it needs that balance. It can't just all be shitty humor or hilarious humor. But either way, it definitely flew under our radar. We're definitely glad we caught it when we caught it, and we both can't recommend it enough. That probably is going to be our comedy of the season. I would imagine.
For sure, it's definitely up in the running. And but yeah, Uramichi, Ikiteru, and Utano are like the TV show hosts. Like they're all Oni-sans for certain things. Like Utano's the singer, Ikiteru is the performer, and then this Uramichi is the host, basically.
And he's also a gymnast.
He's also a gymnast. Utano's a legit singer in real life, and Ikiteru is a terrible comedian.
That I love his ecchi. Ikiteru
the jokes.
His specialty is dick jokes, and all the dick jokes are just too fucking hilarious not to. If you don't laugh, like, fuck you. Like you're just lame.
It's just a nickname. It's just a nickname. So Ikiteru he just can't help but bust out laughing. And when he hears like extra virgin olive oil. His laugh. I'm sorry. His laugh is adorable.
His laugh is hilarious, bro. It's contagious. He's definitely got a contagious laugh. Whoever that voice actor is, they're the MVP of that.
Mamoru Miyano.
Bro, whoever that does he have any other famous?
I am going to check. He's in the Ajin series.
I mean, bro, he's the MVP of that. He's the MVP of that.
He's in Carol and Tuesday. Okay, sweet. He's in Death Note.
Okay, so he's got some roles.
There's a lot. He's in Hayaku.
Oh, nice. I mean, these are all anime I haven't seen or haven't, but still.
Right.
It's still big anime, so.
Also, poor Toby Kichi, the guy in the buddy outfit.
Oh, the fucking Kohai, bro. The two Kohais are basically fucking
the two guys. Toby Kichi and Mitsuyo.
Bro, he fucking abuses them. But what's hilarious though is that I think it's Michiro fucking constantly sells his boy under the bus. It's fucking hilarious. Like if that was my boy for real, I would be big ass mad. But fucking yeah, dude, the way he sells him out is just too fucking hilarious.
But no, he broke the stress grip.
Bro, he fucking broke the goddamn stress grip.
That's like almost impossible. I saw that. I was like, oh my
I
god.
popped. I definitely popped. I popped when I saw that shit. So I was like, oh my god, he fucking broke it. Yo, that nigga big mad. Oh my god.
Oh, wait.
I think that's the first time I just realized I think it's the first time I ever used the N-word on the
Yeah,
podcast.
let's try to not.
I mean, I say to I'm Spanish, by the way.
I know, but
I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm a Puerto Rican from New York, so it's
yeah,
part
and
of
I'm white from New York, so no.
Oh god! All right, sorry,
Yeah,
I made you uncomfortable.
let's just. If your friends, cool, but the people that don't know us, yeah.
All right.
Go, man, people.
All right. I just thought about it. I was like,
I know. I'm saying just for better safe than sorry.
And that's gonna get us canceled, right?
It'll get you canceled.
Maybe we could have we should have maybe him edit it out because none of the other podcasts I don't think any of the other podcasts on any of the networks.
I'm sure Sean could find a cut somewhere. Anyway, moving on from that. But yeah, 4 out of 5 for me. Definitely, it'll call you out as an adult, especially if you're a millennial like us.
I hate being called a millennial, dude. I fucking
hate it. I know, but at the same time,
bro, I'm not eating Tide Pods. I don't like fucking Fortnite. Like,
that's Gen Z.
I hate
Gen Z.
I hate TikTok. I hate streamers. Like, motherfuckers, go be productive in society. Go do an actual job and be productive.
I just started streaming, so screw you.
Fucking hate those sensitive ass fucking bro. Oh my god, dude. So fucking sensitive. I get so mad. Anyway, fuck them. Anyway.
Yeah, fuck Gen Z. They're not people.
I can go on and say a lot more bad things, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. But anyway, this is a lot of fun. This airs on Mondays or technically Tuesday in Japan.
Yeah, it's on Funimation. By the way, a lot of the animes that we mentioned are on Funimation. Realist Heroes Funimation.
Detective is Funimation.
Detective Funimation. Duke of Death is Funimation. So Funimation.
Vanitas is animation. Girlfriend's Crunchyroll.
Yeah, so a lot of the top anime of the season are going to be coming from Funimation. And like I implored in one of the other previous episodes, I know some people can't afford to have both. We understand that. But if you can, it's for sure worth it. Funimation, first off, if you like dub anime, which fuck you, but if you like dub anime, you definitely want to get Funimation. And then, not to mention, it's got so many underrated shows that people don't get to watch because Crunchy is just so hype and so popular, which is fine. But like I said, majority of the animes that we're watching that we both love are all coming from Funimation. Right. I guess the final couple ones
we got two. Yeah, we got two left, and
those aren't Funimation. Those are on Crunchy. So
let's get to. This is hard to say which one first. You know what? Aquatope.
I love the last one so much. I want that one. So go ahead and talk about Aquatope.
Yes, Aquatope. It's a potential Yuri slice of life. Fuka was an aspiring idol that she eventually got fired. So because of this, she she didn't know what to do with her life. Then she eventually went to the aquarium. During the crisis, during the aquarium. She got this highlight. She was in the water. Like, she really wasn't. Like she felt like she had to be there. And then she eventually meets Kukuru as the other high schooler that runs the aquarium.
Yeah, her grandfather basically runs the aquarium, but he's on vacation and he's already on the brink of selling it. So he's like, "Fuck it, you can run it." And so she's running it for the summer. And then in between summer school, because she's in summer school.
I know Kukuru is trying to do something for the summer. That's why she's trying to have it as open as much as possible. And she's like, "Okay, Fuka, you're gonna be here. I'm gonna use you for a bit."
Yeah.
Because she basically wants to live in her house.
But she doesn't want to. She's offered to live in her house as part of it.
She asked if she could, and then it's like, okay, yeah, why not?
Yeah, and
she lives by herself, so.
You know who her favorite people are? The Penguins.
The Penguins.
The Penguins. The Penguins in that aquarium, ladies and gentlemen, love violence. They wake up and choose violence.
Oh my god. So he's like, okay, you're gonna feed the fish and then just chuck it in the air and then they'll catch it. She gets a little too close to the penguins with the fish in her hand and like, I'm gonna bite it.
And the fish sodomize her. The penguins sodomize her.
That basically, yeah, they're like, I'm gonna give you multiple bites. I'm surprised she wasn't bleeding.
They stuck a beak up her twat. Like, bro,
up her ass. It was 1,000 years of death, but penguin style.
She did get 1,000 years of jet jitsu. I mean, one is next to the other, so you know.
I know. So the shocker. You got the shocker from the beak.
Crazy, dude.
Bottom in the pinker, top in the stinker.
So crazy.
But anyway, yeah, I'm surprised she wasn't bleeding or anything. She could have sued, shut the aquarium down, get money. But and the Kukuru's like, it's your fault. You're incompetent. I'm so close to firing you. And then eventually these two money grubbers, men,
Fucking men.
yeah, try to buy the aquarium. Like, okay, it's a little girl that runs it, so this should be easy. And then Kukuru's like, hell no, you're out of here. I ain't selling. Go, shoo, skedaddle, piss off. And I think purposely knocked the sign in up front. Even though they said it was an accident. And then Fuku's
I think
like,
it was an accident, but they just didn't care.
Yeah, but yeah, they just rub it like, it's, whatever.
Yeah, we'll pay for it. No, you scum.
I don't think they said that.
No, they did. They did. He's like,
we'll pay for it by buying the aquarium.
He's like, I'll pay for it. How much is it? No, get out of here. You're scum. You don't deserve blah blah. And she shot the fucking
it, like you ruined actual hard work. And it's like you think just buy it. Get out.
Yeah, the storytelling is actually really good because of the fact that the characters that we meet are all intertwined. Basically, what's her name? I forget her name now. The girl that's coming from Tokyo, the failed idol. What's her name?
The failed idol, Fuka.
Yeah, Fuka. So Fuka, basically, when she lands, she's confused as where to go, and she basically in the airport she meets a fortune teller. Fortune teller tells her fortune, and the fortune teller. She opens up to the fortune teller a little bit, and the fortune teller ends up telling her life. And so at the end, she was supposed to pay $30 basically to the fortune teller, 3,000 yen. And she goes to give it to him. She's like, no, this is a favor that you can repay back another day, like whatever, it's fine.
I'm going to follow you.
And so we see the fortune teller, and then we also see as she's hot and bothered and fucking flustered and tired because she doesn't have any place to stay after she stayed on the beach. A woman from the Department of Tourism, and she basically directs her to the aquarium, and that's how this whole process starts. Come to find out that the fortune teller is the mother of someone who runs a bar that is frequently visited by the girls, and the fortune teller also is very close with the people from the aquarium, including Kukuru. They're also very close, so everybody's kind of intertwined in a nice bit of storytelling that they did there. That's something that stood out to me when I first noticed that. I was like, wow, everybody basically plays a part in trying to save it, and they're all in unison together. So.
But it's definitely great stuff. Also, it was made by PA Works, the studio who animated Angel Beats, which that's so good. I believe, The Day I Became a God.
Yeah, so this is all that one. Damn, is this made by the writer or no?
No, talk about the studio, the animation studio.
Oh, okay, not the writer.
Hold on.
The one who made Clan Ad and Angel Beats and Charlotte and all of them.
Right.
The Day I Became a God.
I don't know. I don't know if it's that person.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on.
It might be interesting.
Director Toshiya. Hold on. Let's see.
That might be interesting if it really is. I don't think that's him though. Maybe he comes from the same family of style.
He's just more of a director. I know he directed Lupin the Third, a couple of them.
That's probably not him.
But no, he hasn't. He directed Black Butler though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But this is definitely an interesting one. Animation's beautiful. OPED are
very
great.
beautiful. Music is sensational. This is going to be one of the sleepers, I think, of the season, and I'm so curious to see how they develop that secret that the aquarium has, where you basically are in the ocean, you become part of the ocean when you lose yourself in the moment there. Like it's gonna be a magical ride, and it's gonna be a very emotional ride, I feel, because of the trials and tribulations that the girls are gonna go through. And Fuka's definitely gonna be finding herself, and maybe Kukuru as well to a lesser extent, but I think definitely Fuka's gonna find herself and find her path as a woman and as a person in society. Someone who has basically foregone her dreams and wants to support someone else's. Perhaps she'll find her own dream, or perhaps she'll find a revitalization for her own dream. It's tough to see or anticipate, but I'm really looking forward to how they tell that story. So
All right. Anyway, this is definitely a 4 out of 5 for sure.
Same.
I believe this is on Thursdays on Crunchyroll.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, definitely excited for more in this
Mm-hmm.
in this very incredible adventure of how
Mm-hmm.
they go, especially with the aquarium.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall like aquarium based anime in quite some time. So
You know, Ernie had mentioned it. Angel had said it too. That in real life, they have a real life aquarium in Okinawa, and that it's one of the more
right,
popular tourist attractions. So the principle of it having like some type of instability is laughable to them because of the fact that it's so popular that they can't foresee that ever happening. So
right.
pretty interesting.
Okay, we are going to close off the summer with one more remake,
My
Our Life.
my favorite anime, my anime of the season thus far. I want to rate this 5 stars so goddamn bad because it is truly and utterly sensational. Um, the story follows a 28-year-old basically salaryman named what's it called? Naoya, right? No, Kyoya. 28-year-old salaryman named Kyoya. And so with Kyoya, he he basically had an average life. He could have gone to art school at 18, or he could have gone to a regular college. He chose to go to a regular college, and it didn't really work out for him. He ends up getting into like visual arts and things of that nature, and he always looks up to these people called the Platinum Generation. One is a singer, one is a director, one is a illustrator, and they're all fabulous artists. They came from the same school at the same time. They're around his age. He doesn't know what they look like, but he has an idea, like, and he understands their art very well. And so basically gets a job. He meets a director who was very kind to him, who he thought was going to commit suicide. She wasn't. She was just stressed, taking off her heels. So, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. There we go. All right, anyway, yeah. So, they end up talking. She ends up giving him a job because she fits the criteria of somebody that she's looking for, and so he ends up with the job. But then the production gets cut off by the head of the company, and they're all laid off. So he's back living in his mother's house. He's frustrated. He's broke. His little sister, is super like successful while he's not. Like a lot of stuff is not going his way. So he says, I wish I can go back in time. I wish I could go back in time. And he throws away his like certificate or his application, basically that the approval into the art school. He goes to sleep and he wakes up and he's 10 years back in time to right after he graduated high school, right before he made the choice of whether he wants to go to regular school or he wants to go to the art school. Of course, he chooses to go to the art school. He ends up living with 3 people. He ends up with Shinoaki, which is a little girl that loves drawing. Who's the gentleman? I keep wanting to say Sukamichi, but that's not him.
Or which one?
The gentleman
Which
in
gentleman?
the gentleman in the house, his roommate,
Oh, the writer?
the writer.
Tsurayuki.
Tsurayuki, the writer, and she lives with Nanako, who's a singer. So basically, as the story progresses, he's living with the Platinum Generation, which is crazy. And so we see basically them go to art school, and it's wild because sometimes when Kyoya sleeps, he dreams of past encounters from his past life, like some of his past failures. He wakes up thinking like, "Oh, we're back in the real world," but he's not. And the thing is, he has all of his memories from when he was 28. He has the mentality of a 28-year-old, and so that lends himself well because he's a lot more mature mentally than the other people are who are just living their normal lives. And so slowly, one of the best things about this and one of the scary things about this is he's slowly, I wouldn't say manipulating, but slowly helped to form the Platinum Generation. He accidentally takes a story, for example, that was locked in what's it called, in Surayuki's safe. A story, he came up with it on his own because he had read the story years later, and it was locked up, and Surayuki didn't know about it, and that's what they do for a class project that they do really well on. We also see him discover Shinoaki's drawing and realize, oh God, that's Shino from, who I adored. And then he also helps shape Nanako because he realizes like, oh, this is what Nanako like does. She likes to sing. She's gonna turn
Yeah.
into an amazing singer. And she's like, you know what? Once you get really good, we'll put it on the Japanese version of YouTube. And she's like, is that even a thing? And he realizes, yeah, and he says it in his head. He's like, yeah, in 6 months to 9 months, there'll be a Japanese YouTube, and that'll be her debut, and that's how she blows up. So he's slowly forming them, and with his passion, with his will to succeed, with his drive to not want to go back to a shitty past, he's really setting the trend and help forming the platinum generation himself, while he reaps the benefits of his remake, which is really nicely done. Also, not to mention the director who he met, who he worked for before he got laid off, was also part of the platinum generation and was one of the stars that was not really recognized in that platinum generation, because she was the sister of the teacher that was teaching the platinum generation. So there's a lot of wonderful moving parts. As a whole, though, the story, it's really well done. Even the side characters, they join a club. The club helps save them. He helps save the club. They're all very eccentric characters, and I can't wait to see what they do going forward in the story. But I mean, in terms of everything else, the music, beautiful. The animation, insanely crisp and superb. And like I said, the storytelling is really, really well done, and there's lots of different layers. As we have probably deduced by now, some of the best stories are stories that have multiple layers that are concise and make sense and connect each other. And that's clearly what's happening here. I get so nervous whenever I see stuff with this and the way he's affecting them, though, because this can't be all a happy anime. Like the shoe on the other foot has to drop at some point, dude. Like I'm so scared.
I think really it definitely scared. Will, and it's just gonna hit hard.
I'm so scared that what's gonna happen when that other shoe drops, dude. Like I'm so nervous. Like whose life is he gonna fuck up? Is he gonna like someone's getting sacrificed? Like he's gonna be part of that platinum generation at the expense of someone else. Will it be the director?
It could be Aki with her art.
No, I don't know, bro. Like, and you can tell also there's a romantic thing going on. He's got a little mini harem because Nanako kind of has a little something for him. Shinoaki loves him, and then the other girl, the director, Iko, is starting to like him too because of the fact that she recognizes, like, he's unique. And there's another part where Sudayuki rather.
Well, remember he met her in the first episode.
Yeah, in the first episode when he was the director. Yeah, so. And the crazy part is Tsurayuki knows, like, perhaps, like, he gets a feeling something's off about Kyoya. He's like, dude, just who are you? And when he was trying to figure out a way to say, like, dude, I'm from the future, without saying he's from the future, he's like, nah, it's cool. You're cool people. And it's just, oh my God, I'm so nervous as what the fuck is going to happen. I feel like there might be some type of, like, extra spiritual shit that happens. Maybe someone's like, I brought you back in the past for you to reshape your life, and maybe he fucks up, maybe he does the right thing. Like, I don't know, some type of supernatural event that happens. Or
I am curious as to how he got back.
Yeah, man. Like, there's so many questions, but it lends itself to really pique your interest and keep you going amongst, like I said, the beautiful music, the beautiful animation, the beautiful story, the love story, the story of if you had an opportunity. I mean, it really speaks home to me because I think about that often, dude. I think about, like, man, what if I had a guidance counselor that told me, like, you should do writing instead of IT? Because I would much rather be a fucking MMA writer or an anime writer. What if I found anime at 18 instead of 27? What if there's so many things I could go back on. What if I didn't slack in high school and I would have gotten a scholarship? What if I didn't meet this person? What if I had gotten a scholarship, I wouldn't have worked at Victoria's Secret? I wouldn't have met all the people I met at Victoria's Secret. Like, I think about my life and how, like, it's shaped, and how I wish I can go back a lot of times to different various points where I can just relive my life and just be somebody completely different, but know that would never happen in this reality. So to see it in an anime, it kind of hits home to me because it's something that I've always wished that I could do. So it's just so, it's overwhelmingly beautiful. It truly is, to me, my anime of the season. It's one that I'm going to be championing a lot. Like, I would champion Wonder Egg. I championed, before it became bad, I should say, I championed Fruits. Remake Our Life is probably going to be the anime that I champion the most this season. And I can't, again, talk about it enough. And the best part, like I said, these are college age students. So you're dealing with adults at this point. You're dealing with adults going through adult situations and feelings, and, trying to come to grips with who they are as human beings and how they're, going to go forward in their life. Like, I could just go on and on and on about how great this show is, but if there's one show I'm going to implore you to watch, it's this one. A true, beautiful slice of life, and in a time where where Fruits Baskets is finished and there's kind of like a hole in terms of that whole process. Like, this does a pretty good job of trying to fill that. So Can't say it enough. Can't say it enough.
Yeah, but it's definitely up there for me. As of right now, it is number one for me. For all we know, it could stay up there or it could go down once or twice. We don't know yet. It depends on how the rest of this goes and how they want to keep the progression of the story. But
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of other anime that are getting traction. Like Nighthead's getting traction, Vanitas is getting traction, Kobayashi's Maid was number one last week.
I did wish I watched Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, but since I watched the first season, it's like I'm not. I can't in good conscience, but it's definitely a must if you are a fan of Kyoto Animations, especially like this first one back since the fire.
Same.
So, but yeah, if you wanted to support just for that alone, then yeah.
Oh, is it from Kyoto? No wonder.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that was the first series animes after the fire, like how Violet Evergarden movie was the first one after the fire, movie wise.
Yeah. This is the first animation. Wow, dude. Oh god, this is sensational. Again, that makes me love it even more. So
I was gonna say, like, I just on that alone is enough.
this is the only anime I think this season that I potentially may give 5 stars. Like the other animes are great. If Uramichi continues to make me laugh, it may get 5 stars. I don't know though. Akutope is you know what? I'm lying. Akutope may I might give Akutope 5 stars.
I think it'll come down past the halfway point once we're a little over halfway done.
Yeah, I'm curious to know. For Akutope, that's 12 episodes. For remake, that's 6 episodes. So I'm hoping that they don't rush it. I don't know like the process in terms of like mangas or anything like that. Like let me click on it real quick to see if it's finished.
What, the manga?
The manga source, yeah. It's still releasing as of right now, so perhaps there's more to it.
Yeah, it's still going. It's about 4 years old now.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's hope, dude. I really hope, like I said, really, really, really hope that it lives up to what it's done so far because it's amazing. I can't stress how amazing this show is. And I'm like I said, I'm nervous. Every time I see something happen, I just get nervous and I'm just like, I really hope that something bad doesn't happen, knowing that it probably will happen because there's no way that this anime can stay happy forever.
Right. There's definitely gonna be conflict.
At some point, sure.
I feel like someone is definitely leaving.
The crazy part is that
or hinting to leave.
It's gonna like, oh god damn it! Hold on. Fuck! My fucking headset died, motherfucker. Do you hear me?
I hear you.
All right, my bad. My headset.
I hear you, baby.
My headset died on me. Go man, sorry. I'm gonna have to change the fucking batteries on this thing again. Anyway, yeah, that's basically the gist of where we're at now with that, bro. Like, I can't wait to see more. And yeah, dude.
All right, but yeah, this closing thoughts for the rest of for the summer. Like, you think it's gonna be a little close race?
I don't know. It's too early to tell. There's a lot of good anime.
There's a lot of good contenders.
There's a lot of good contenders. It's not going to be as good as spring. I'm pretty confident in that. It's definitely not going to be as good as fall coming up, which we'll talk about at the end of summer. But there's a lot of good animes, a lot of good potentials, a lot of solid watching. Like again, if you're just a fan of anime in general, like finding animes like this should be something that you should like revel in. You should really want to like experience because there's so many different ones that are just like, oh my god, like you can really invest in. Like there's definitely some anime that you can invest in. Like I said, Remake is one, Aquatope is one. I mean, I guess it's kind of tough because of the fact that we're very partial to comedy, slice of life, romance, sad type of shit, and that's the stuff that you and I gravitate towards and that we kind of push on the show. Right. But I mean, for a lot of people that watch anime, they just want to get like, you know, they want to get maybe comedy, but they really want more action based. And there aren't too many action based animes that are there. What's it called? Detective is Already Dead is probably your best version.
Vanitas also.
Vanitas is a new one that's good for that. Scarlet Nexus is another one that's good for that. I mean, and then all the other ones that are like just there. I guess Nighthead too. Nighthead has got some good actions. So. I mean, other than that, you're looking at some of the other ones like Slime, Boruto, My Hero, Revengers. These are ones that are already been established. Revengers to a lesser extent, but regardless, it's a continuation. So, if you're looking for action, that's really where you want to kind of start out at in terms of this season. But this season's animes aren't really focused too much on the action as much as they're focused on the slice of lives and the romances. Uramichi, slice of life comedy. Duke of Death, comedy rom-com. Fucking Aquatope, slice of life. Girlfriend, hilarious rom-com. Remake Our Life, beautiful slice of life. Realist Rebuilt the Kingdom is an isekai, but in a way it's kind of like a slice of life because of the fact that, again, in the isekai trope, he's using his brains instead of his magical powers or his brawn or anything like that. So Tsukimichi's a comedy. Million Lives is like a comedy. It's kind of like a shonen. I think it's listed as a shonen, but I wouldn't really consider it a shonen. It's probably not even one. Even though I'm watching it, I'm not gonna sit there and like be like, "Oh my god, you need to watch this." Maybe maybe I will sometime soon or later, but not right now. So a lot of good anime. Aquatope and Remake stand out as the potentials of the season. Detective is Already Dead is probably going to be your best bet for any sort of action from this season.
Alrighty. But yeah, with that, this will close out our summer. We're going to take one more commercial break, and then we're going to close the show out.
And we're back, everyone.
Alrighty. All right. We are going to close out with anime recommendations. We'll give one each for depending on the genre, as they say. You know what? We'll do a slice of life. Let's go with that.
You know, I was gonna say we should maybe do like a shonen because we always do some type of slice of life.
All right. We'll do shonen. We'll do shonen.
All right. Sorry, I was turning my headset back on. I just got put new batteries in. My things just died in the last segment. Yeah, let's do that. So shonen. Since I recommended we do shonen, that's me first. Fuck, man. I don't know. I could always go with like the typicals, the My Heroes, the Dragon Ball Supers. It's kind of where I wanted to lean towards, I guess, when I thought of shonen. But you want to get something that's a little more.
All right, I got mine set. So
you know what? Give yours while I try and find mine.
All right, Samurai Champloo.
Classic.
That's considered a shonen. It's a classic. If you love samurais, with a bit of hip hop in there.
Yeah.
Mugen, Jin, and Fu, fantastic characters. The proper conclusion. Fight scenes are incredible. This is a samurai anime you should definitely watch. Highly recommended. It's like that Kenshin, that type of thing. But this one takes the Keki for sure.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with an ecchi, but a newer one.
Okay.
You went old school, I'll go new school. I'll go Fire Force. Fire Force. You've seen Fire Force, right, man? That question mark. Have you seen Fire Force, dude?
No. I wasn't fully attached to it when I watched like the first 7 episodes.
Okay.
But apparently to a lot of people, especially in Japan, it's considered the best fan service.
Yeah, it's got a lot of fan service. So if you're not a fan of fan service, it probably won't be for you. But once you get past the fan service,
I don't mind it too much.
I don't mind fan service at all.
Yeah, I don't mind. Good. I don't mind.
And you didn't think the story was good, dude, because you only watched 7 episodes?
It's just okay. It's not like.
So you know what it is. The story is okay for what it is. It gets better, but you're looking at it from the ecchi standpoint because it's very ecchi. But to me, the reason why I'm suggesting it is the fight scenes and the animation. You'll get some of the most incredibly animated fight scenes that you might have ever seen watching that show. I can't recommend that enough. There's some. Like I said, out of all the shonen that I've seen, it's got some of the most incredibly animated fight scenes ever. It's up there with the elf arc from Black Clover. It's up there from the best of the best Boruto that's been coming out lately. It's on the same level. I would say it's a little bit lesser than, but it's around the same level of season 4 My Hero, Deku and Overhaul. That sensationally animated fight, it's up there, dude. Like when you think of like the animated fights from like God of High School, from it's better than Tower of God. I can go on and on in terms of how incredible the animated fight scenes are. So once you get past the story being fine, once you get past the super etchiness and the way they sexualize some of these girls,
I do like the cat girl. I will say that.
Neko, yeah. I forget her name now. God, there's so many animes to watch.
But you know who I'm talking about, so.
Yeah, exactly. I know who you're talking about. But yeah, dude. Tamaki. Is it Tamaki? No, not Tamaki.
Probably. It starts with T.
Yeah, I think it's probably Tamaki then. But in any case, I can't recommend it enough. Just if you want to see some incredible fights with fire,
Yeah, it is Tamaki. You're right.
it is Tamaki. Okay. Um, yeah, watch that, dude. You won't regret it. You'll die laughing at some of the
I'll
some
think about it, but
SG.
I'm not crazy about Shinra so far, but that might change my mind.
Oh, he gets so much better, bro. Like
He does. Okay.
He's got a great backstory. He's definitely got a great backstory that they expound on, and the way he's developing, dude. Like he's gonna be fucking insanely godly. So for sure, dude. That's my recommendation for the week.
All right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, we talked our cake, we ate it too, and now we are full on cake. All right. You can find us on WN2 Network because they're the first ones that were able to take us in to give us a chance for as this anime podcast.
Shout out to Sean. He still hasn't gotten me my my fruits baskets cuts yet that I wanted, so I can.
I got my Wonder Egg.
You got your Wonder Egg cut, yeah. I'm still waiting for my fruits basket cut, so you guys can hear. If you guys didn't make it to my soliloquy of fruits baskets, I'll post it on my anime stuff, so you guys can hear how much I champion fruits baskets and how much I adore it.
Again, thank you, WTM Network. Definitely check out their podcast. We do wrestling, entertainment. And they cover a wide variety of topics, and we are honored to be part of them in the anime category. You can check us out on Chairshot Radio, where I write for the Chairshot. Always use your head. They upload our episodes Sunday morning, and we also have various websites for your podcast, like iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Music, Audible. But yeah, almost anywhere you can get almost into a local podcast, you will find us there. Even just type in "Talk to Keki" in this Google search bar, you will see us in the first page somewhere. So definitely do that. You could follow me on Twitter at DamianPhoenix12, and then I actually have a My Anime list.
You have it's a My Anime list or analyst? Because I'm the one that's analyst.
I'm on my anime list.
Oh God, you should have got an analyst, dude. That's one of
whatever. I did a list.
God damn it! All right.
But anyway, those are my plugs, and you can also find us on Facebook called Eat the Cake Anime. Definitely send a request to join. We will accept you if you join because of this podcast. Please let us know.
Yeah, so
we greatly appreciate feedback.
Yeah, not Marte. Fucking Matthew is a mod. I'm an admin. I included that in the questionnaire. If you heard us from the Talk to Keki podcast, so far I've gotten his nose, but hopefully one of you guys will listen and want to join us. And if you do, we'll welcome you with open arms into our beautiful family that we have over there.
All right, and then put your plugs in.
My plugs, yeah. You can find me on my anime Instagram at IAI_anime24, where I have daily reviews on animes that I've watched. I'll have posts. I'm still, it's crazy. I've been slacking a little bit, but I'm still not done posting my reviews for spring. I'm almost done, not quite, but I'm almost done with the reviews from spring. So you can catch me on there if you didn't listen to the previous podcast and want to see my thoughts on some of the spring anime that we watched. You can catch me on Twitter at SHOSTOPPA24. Showstopper24. You can catch me on my analyst.co at SHOSTOPPA249, Showstopper249. And yeah, you can catch me on my you can catch me also on my podcast Instagram, podcast.senpai. On my Instagrams, you'll see a link tree there. You can find me at all my other places. You can find some of my social medias, and you can find me on my other podcast. Shout out to MMA for Marks, my MMA podcast. Shout out to the Orlando Tragics podcast, my Talking Shit podcast. Yeah. Oh, dude, did I tell you? Freaking, we were supposed to record, but I was watching Money in the Bank, and I got so shit faced we didn't even get a chance to finish recording, dude. So, I mean, if you want to hear me talk shit, totally unfiltered, because, I got to have a little bit of a filter on these podcasts. So if you want to hear me completely unfiltered, go ahead and you can catch me on there. But, it's about all I have for myself.
Join us next week where we actually do episode recaps of the summer animes going forward. We just want to give you our thoughts on what we have seen so far. And then we're going to review Beastars Season 2 and Stranger on the Shore from the Funimation movie. And we'll definitely check out that Netflix anime movie to talk about that. Definitely a lot to talk about, more news. And please, if you have any questions, send them to the Eat the Cake anime group. We'll answer some questions. We need to get started on that somehow.
Yep.
But yeah, until next time, arigato, anato ofaku, and sayonara.
Sayonara, minasan!